I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I want a way I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
The venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen no many once that I so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I almost disconnected the stream by accident. I am not used to doing this on the weekend, let me tell you what. But I got the videos already pre-posted, so all I gotta do is stream this 3.5 hours and then roll up out of here. I am not used to that. Yeah, I don't have all the lighting set up because on the weekends I charge it all. Because, the disc lights are all, rechargeable batteries. I was trying to decide if I wanted to just stream with the lights on, but then I was like, nah, I don't really have to. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, we doing pretty good. We doing pretty good. Boys, let's get it. You know we got to start with that Fleekazoid, man. That Fleekazoid, woo, that's good stuff. Oh wait, no, we can't. We can't. Hold on, I'm tripping. I skipped the head. Got to check out these new game trailers. Ooh, what's this? Oh, let's go. What is this? Hope we doing good this morning. I mean, does this guy even have to worry about the zombies? Doesn't he turn into that beast thing? I haven't played this, so like... Huh. Morning, morning. That's right, it's Saturday, boys. That's right. Good weekend. Good weekend. Best weekend. The heck is going on here? Oh. Damn. What the fuck is this?
I can't believe it's actually happened.
You don't have to believe it's actually happening. It's okay. What the fuck is this? I know I'm gonna hate this. I know I'm gonna hate this. Just by looking at it, I can tell I'm gonna hate it. What is this?
History of the world. Yeah. Thank God I'm on the crazy.
I don't even know if that's a game. That looks like a show. Ooh, I'm so excited. As soon as I'm done with stream, I'm gonna watch the next episode of the next 2 episodes of Invincible. I'm so hyped.
I like to kind of say it along with the character.
If you haven't seen the Invincible TV show at all, absolutely recommend it.
Your ass down.
Titan's a really interesting character because, like, he's a classic Invincible villain, but he's not really bad. Yes, he's been, like, petty criminal. Yes, he's, I guess, running a crime empire, but he is sort of, like, doing it for not horrible reasons. Titan's doing this for the people that he wants to protect, and that's his family. He's very intimidating, and he's sort of the badass, but he's got a code.
We have simpler environments like Titan's Penthouse. Titan's Penthouse is one of the few arenas that we want.
When you first pop his Super 2, you know, he rocks up. When that happens,
The only problem that I see with this game, it doesn't look like a very good fighter game. I'm not gonna lie. It just doesn't seem right. The TV show's great, though. I definitely recommend the TV show. Ew, Black Ops? Disgusting. Don't care. Ooh, ooh. So I got the 20th anniversary Jaws set coming in. It's got the boat and the shark. Oh my god, I'm so I think he gets in today. I'm so excited for it. W Jaws, by the way. Why'd they have to make it a retro game? They couldn't have made like an actual... Yo, just imagine how awesome it'd be to have like an actual Jaws game. Like, you know, on Unreal Engine 5, the whole works. Gather resources. What is this music, man? Are you trying to say I'm old or something? New enemies, new weapons? Yeah, it is. It's just like old school Nintendo, man. That's fucked up. How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? This game looks funny.
Okay guys, so a lot of things changed from the last time, but it will be quick, I swear, don't worry. Now there is a clone factory, an epic icy landscape,
Ooh.
a haunted house, and it will be easy because we have 99, 98 lives.
Guys. I think I died.
Oh, bro got snapped up by the plant. Oh no. I don't trust that music. I sense the copyright. Oh, damn. No way. He got killed by the icicle? The icicle, huh? Can't even have that. Oh no, they got fired. Guess 99 lives are not that many after all. Yo, W developers, that was a good one. That was a good trailer. Roaster, don't care about that. Arc Raiders don't care about that. Arc.infields really don't care about that. That's a gotcha game. Don't care. Don't. Is this a game? Artificial detect. Hold on. Where's my phone? This has to be a game, surely, right? Is Artificial Detective a game? It's an action. It's a third-person action adventure game. Hold on. Watch me be completely wrong about this game.
Just take care of your little freaking Robo-Zoo and let me do my thing.
Ooh, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
All of humanity has disappeared. Sound like the biggest missing persons case in the history of the world? Yeah, thank God I'm on the job. Artificial Detective 2846. Best detective in the world. Only detective in the world. The point is this, all right? I'm gonna solve this case. There's just one piece in the puzzle that's driving me crazy. No touching. You got your toy? These are my toys.
Oh, she's got a Gundam. That's kind of crazy.
Not a babysitter, all right? I need evidence.
Oh. Hold on, this might actually be worth the shit.
What the f...
Whoa, hold on. Alright, I'll admit it when I'm wrong. This game looks pretty good. I'll admit it. I was wrong. I'll admit it. Oh. I'm shocked. That's crazy. That's pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. I almost didn't watch that trailer. That was good. Oh man, you know we gotta check out that boy Fleekazoid. We gotta hit that boy Fleekazoid up. Oh,
That's my job.
He's talking about the number one, the most controversial game of the year, Crimson Desert.
No. Until now. That's my job. Everybody's getting off the hype train. Good.
Get off. Joke's on you.
I have been enjoying the absolute dog shit out of Crimson Desert. Anytime I get the chance, I'm playing this game. I'm already on like chapter, I think the story missions are crap, but the gameplay, I don't know what it is. Once I got past the jankiness of it, and they updated it a little bit, oh man, I've had no complaints. The bosses are so easy too. The only boss that I even remotely had a hard time with was the gorilla. That was it. I don't know what the big deal is.
Freaky shit. No story, all gameplay. The hype train's accelerating. Get off.
That's what I'm saying.
Tuck and roll. Because I'm on some low cortisol shit now.
Hey, you gotta get that low cortisol.
Now, so far, every game this year has disappointed me, except Neo. We'll talk about that next week. Code Vania was bad. Requiem made me do this for the first 6 hours before I could do the good part of the game.
What do I do? What the fuck? Yeah.
On the third day of Crimson Desert and Lego Batman is all I got left. I can't let the hype
Lego Batman, really? Yo, I might have to check Lego Batman out. If Leakazoid's on board with Lego Batman, I'm gonna have to check it out, huh?
Derail. Besides, what am I gonna do?
It looks like a decent Batman game, that's why. It doesn't, from what I understand, it doesn't play like a standard Lego game. It plays like a good Batman game.
To the opinion of people on Twitter about this game, they say Crimson Desert is ass, then go, oh, but no, AC Odyssey is great.
I actually think that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a lot like Crimson Desert, and that's kind of why I fall in love with it. I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In my opinion, it's one of the best Assassin's Creed games I've ever played. I've played the original collection. I thought they were ass. And and the reason for that is because I played Infamous, which is a superhero game that has pretty much the same mechanics, and it was way more fun than Assassin's Creed. But then I played Odyssey, and oh my god, Odyssey was amazing. I have been wanting another Odyssey-style game from Assassin's Creed for years. I thought Valhalla was going to be it. It unfortunately was not.
You like playing butt pirates with Pythagoras.
But I think that's why I was able to click with this game so well, is because Odyssey's mechanics are a lot like Crimson Desert's.
Parents won't be any more disappointed than they already are. I can say anything into this microphone. Florida, peppercorn, butter. I started reading Berserk recently. I'm getting big frog and toad vibes from this one. I'm free will maxing. Crimson Desert looks like the game of the generation. If Jesus came back on the same day Crimson Desert releases, I'll catch the third coming. Flood the Chuck E. Cheeses without me, J-Man. Crimson Desert's only happening once. I'm on some hope core shit. Most new releases are 10-hour games stretched into 1,000 hours. This looks like a 1,000-hour game packed into 100 hours. I think I get this feeling because Crimson Desert was built as an MMO originally, but then they condensed it into a single-player game, removing the cash shop and adding even more content to be
W decision.
unlocked through gameplay instead of MasterCard. You wouldn't catch Tencent doing that. If Tencent started doing that, they'd turn into 10 pennies. Gimme some! Take it back! My big problem with this game is that they want me to think.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of the Berserk series, so that's new to me.
The Koreans did not give us a single tutorial. Good. I'm a dumbass begging to be lost. Give me something to overcome.
Yeah, that's like the best part of the game. Is like, whenever you don't know what to do, you just your mind just kind of wanders, and then you find yourself fighting a boss in like another portion of the map when you're supposed to be at a different portion, checking the area, and it's like, oh, right, I didn't mean to do that. Like, that's what kind of shook me so much whenever IGN was like, there's not much of an end game, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean there's not much of an end game? Dude, like, what are you smoking? Hello? Like, what are you even talking about? There's not much of an end game. The hell?
Other than my boredom. Games these days are so soft, sometimes I'll put a blindfold on and walk a mile into the woods with no GPS.
Yeah, exactly.
To see if I can find my way back. You know what I'm talking about, pimp? You don't gotta get hard if you stay hard. But this game isn't even hard. I'm hard. I'm coming into this game like it's Project Zomboid or System Shock. The story is gonna be the one I make through the wealth of mechanics at my disposal. But if you're looking for a story, I've got the perfect game for you. You're gonna love it. I keep forgetting what this game is called, but if you look up Lesbian Night, you'll see a lot of better results, and then toward the bottom of those results, you're gonna see something that makes you sad. That's how you know you found it. Why you go buy that? You can use PIP to get 10% off this big titty shirt.
God,
That's
dude.
the kind of sick, twisted shit I'm into. Crimson Desert's combat is what excites me the most. Look at this. I can use enemies like a springboard. I can suplex him off a cliff.
Bro, you could be like walking past a woman in town and you could like straight up suplex her. I watched a short where a dude did that last night. It was funny as shit. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
Them with a lariat.
I want freedom, goddammit. It's a game.
In the morning, rock hard. I don't have to wonder what I was dreaming about. I know I was dreaming about Crimson Desert's combat.
That sounds really sexist. You know what? You're right.
Combat excites me because of combos, Dynasty Warrior level body counts, and the enemies all attack at the same time. You wouldn't believe how many trash control schemes I can forgive when you let me hit an RKO on a medieval knight.
Right?
We got early reviewers rage quitting the game because they didn't want to learn combos. These aren't even that hard. I don't think you even know what a bad combo really is. Notice something else? No health bars in this honky tonk. One of the most annoying things about AC Shadows is spending an Olympiad hacking down each enemy, because that's no rice farmer. That's a level 50 rice farmer. He doesn't wait for
I fucking hate that. All the Assassin's Creed, even Odyssey had that. Like, if they have a skull above their head, it's like a level thing. You're too under-leveled to fight them. Even if you try to backstab them, like, there is nothing that's more disappointing in a game than whenever you finally sneak up on a level 100 enemy that has a big pulsating skull above their health bar, and you stab them in the fucking jugular, and they're still alive, and they kill you in one hit. What is even the point of the assassin at that? Like, what is even the point? Hello?
rice to grow. The rice waits for him to grow. Listen, if it's not your thing, more power to you. But beating off 100 guys at the same time, that's the sick shit I'm into. In a fight, right?
Of course.
Yo, that mouse is cursed, man. That shit's gonna haunt me.
The sick shit I'm into. In a fight, right?
You just wake up in the middle of the night, you see that nasty fucker staring back at you.
Of course, pal. Whatever you think is best.
You know what else? Patent infringement is the sick shit I'm into. Crimson Desert takes so much from so many different games. It's like those Newground games where you play as Mario shooting strippers. It reminds me of this little game that asks the innocent question, what if Pokemon had slavery? Some are coming to this game looking for a story. Some people should be pushed off for stories. Don't come to me talking about this story bullshit when I'm suplexing a man off a cliff. You want a story? Read a book. I bet you shit talk Pac-Man because there isn't enough daddy issue subtext. That's what Miss Pac-Man is for. Now this game focuses on gameplay over story. No, fuck, God, oh man, what am I gonna, why God? Most movies don't even have good stories. Let's focus on what matters. I just found out we can play rock, paper, scissors. This could be a 2,000-hour game.
Let's play rock, paper,
You guys are gonna hate me. You guys are gonna fucking hate me. So, at the camp, there's a camp that you get, and there's kids that are being trained. So, like, I get through accepting a side quest, and they're standing there and they're doing their little fight moves. And I just get on my horse and I mow them over. And then I just keep going. I'm laughing and crying the whole fucking time, too. Because they both fly two different ways. And I'm just laughing, dude.
No crying if you lose.
I won. I take that back. We got a nagging
4,000-hour
game. Unquestionable. A lot of stuff is wrong with this game. But 3 days after release, they're already fixing all of it, every last ounce of it. And I know you like games that patch biannually, but this is the sick shit I'm into. The game hasn't been running well on some PCs, and there's just no excuse for these.
Oh,
Broke
man.
Gamers. This guy can't run it with a 5090?
Bro, if you can't run this piece of shit with a 5090, I don't know what to tell you, brother. My shit's running two 2080 Ti's and it can run this. You fucking idiot.
There's your problem. Broke gamer alert, broke gamer alert. You should have gotten your queen to buy you a 6070. Drizzle, drizzle. Take your $10,000 PC and go play something your junker can actually run. Do you think the Nuvo is gonna stop me? Do you think not having a 50...
My God, look at the size of that graphics card. You know, at the rate we're going, they're gonna be about that big when we start trying to put them in the fucking cases, man.
90's gonna stop me? Do you think that plate glass window and the 2 guards standing by the bank door are gonna stop me? Do you think capital punishment is gonna stop me?
Exactly.
Honestly, do you think a little police chase with 1,000 cars behind me and a barricade coming imminently up ahead is gonna stop me from playing Crimson Desert? If I want to play a game, nothing can stop me. That's why I got Kingdom Come installed on 3 different consoles and I still haven't played it. This is a runaway...
Yo, the base. How many of y'all actually bought Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 thinking it was going to be like the first one? I never bought it. I never played the first one. And then I watched Asmund play it and he gave up on it so quick. It's because it's too damn tedious.
Hype train, get out of the way because it's time for a crash landing. I just played the game for several hours. Is it
like there's living real life and then there's playing whatever the fuck Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is.
My hype? Not even a little bit. It's worth so much more. I just punched a tree down, then used that tree to beat up another.
I threw a soldier into a tree, and it cut the tree down.
Tree. Kind of a
It's a beautiful thing.
This is a game for real gamers. Buy your cousin this game for Kwanzaa. You're witnessing greatness. At the end of the day, if there's anything that you take away from this whole debacle, it's that some people have taste and other people play marathons. All right, what the fuck are you still doing here? The game is out. Get the fuck out of here. Thanks to the flock of pimps for bankrolling this video, and another huge thanks to everyone using code PIMP to get 10% off over at GamerSucks. Listen, we'll talk more about this game when I get about halfway through it, so that should be in about, I shouldn't carry the deal, 12 years.
Yo, W Fleekazoid. Stop auto playing that, damn it. Stop it, bastard. So this will probably be the last thing that we cover on Crimson Desert for a good little bit. Actually, do I want to watch that one now? What time is it? 8:30? Yeah, we'll watch this. We'll keep watching the game and stuff until about 9. This is the last thing though.
Crimson Desert.
IGN's review, and I have heavily criticized it since they launched it.
Video, okay?
I have been very pissed of their coverage of Crimson Desert.
A lot of people ask me to look at this.
Will 100% solidify my opinion.
This was, I guess it was about IGN making a review for Crimson Desert saying it was terrible. Let's watch it. This video apparently is really, really popular. I haven't
because this dude's saying what everyone's thinking. How come it is that IGN seems to be the only one that had a problem with this game because of something that was prior launch behavior, like missing 7 hours? Dumbass, you're missing those 7 hours because they pushed a patch into the game that made it lose 7 hours for that reason. They patched that out. And that's that you got like a non-released version of the game. It wasn't even out yet. I can see in our future where they're no longer going to be giving out like review copies of the game simply because the review copy is buggy and the reviewers are just going to take a fat shit on it for that reason. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all are going to ruin it for all the other games journalists that actually want to do this the right way. Like,
We're gonna
what the
look at
fuck
it
are
right
y'all
now.
doing,
You
man?
gave up? I did. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Okay, let's go.
Not even a week after publishing what is probably the most consequential bad review in recent gaming history.
Yeah.
A review that crashed Pearl Abyss's stock 40%.
It did. It crashed their stock. The review that IGN gave Crimson Desert crashed the stock, but it did recover. It did, in fact, recover. In fact, they sold 3 million copies of the game, which is, I think it was as good as, oh man, what was it? It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
About things patched away.
I don't think that the bad review is why their stock went down.
I think it is.
I don't think that's the reason why.
I think it is.
Hours,
and the reason why is because it correlates with the sales. After some people started getting it and playing it on stream, they immediately, almost instantaneously sold 3 million copies and their stock went back up. I think it absolutely does. I do.
Million people ignored with their own money.
Yes.
IGN just published another Crimson Desert piece. And this time, they called the developers naive designers.
Now we watched that review yesterday. We watched that Crimson Desert review yesterday. No, we didn't. Was it yesterday or the day before? We watched it this past week. It'll be published probably tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, as a video.
Further.
What?
Naive.
Go get y'all's version of the game if you go down to the description of that video, and you click on that. There should be like a few links there. I got some from like all over the place. If you buy the game through those links, you'll give me some kickback from it. You don't have to. I don't think they deliver, and I don't think it's digital, but I'm not sure. I just know that if you click the links, you give me a little bit of kickback. That's all. So you don't have to, but it's there if you want to.
Is that true?
The studio that spent 8 years building one of the most
I think one of them's
complex,
Amazon.
Visually extraordinary, seamlessly handcrafted.
One of the biggest problems that I've had with the game since launch is the rocks and the stairs in this game. For whatever reason, and a lot of games that are kind of jank do this, when you go up something, it's like the character's knees, they buckle. And they like drags his feet up the stairs, right? They buckle whenever you're trying to go up. And he kind of goes into like a crouch motion. I don't know if that's a clipping issue, but it is, to me, it's so fucking annoying because when you're trying to run after something on really bad terrain, it just slows the character down tremendously. I hate it. I hate it so much.
This medium has ever produced.
It's huge. It
Naive
is.
designers. Written with complete confidence by someone who has never written a line of code, never designed a single game system, never taken one creative risk in the medium they've spent their career evaluating.
Damn.
Someone whose entire professional existence, whose platform, whose audience, whose institutional power exists precisely because Pearl Abyss did the hard work, and 3 million people wanted to experience it.
Yeah, of course.
Without the studio's building and us consuming, there is no IGN. There is no platform.
You're still in that same outfit, Jesus dude. You know what's crazy is that every day after I get done with stream, I go out and run on the balcony for 16 minutes. I dress out in a different attire. I go out and run for 16 minutes, and then I take a shower. And then I put back on my clothes, yeah. You know why? Because it's fucking expensive to bring the same set of clothes to the laundromat if I only wear it once a day. It's expensive. So yeah, I do. But you know what I'm not? I'm definitely not filthy. For me, it's a pet peeve. It took me a little bit to get used to staying in the same clothes for a little while.
There is no Metacritic.
Remember, if you've got a washer and dryer in your apartment or wherever your house is, it's a luxury. We have to drive to a laundromat because the ones here at the apartments are shit. And every apartment that I've ever stayed at that had a public laundromat is shit. Again, a luxury.
There is no institutional authority. The whole apparatus is entirely downstream of the thing it's condescending about. And they called
He is completely right about this, by the way. He is totally 100% right about this.
Yeah, like I think it cost us if we went to the laundromat every week, it would probably be anywhere between 10 to 15 bucks. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's a lot of fucking money.
The people that make content...
That's money that could be put into savings or used on gas.
Constantly patronize these developers, rely completely on them. It's absolutely true.
Those developers naive. So I want to ask
very
a
obnoxious.
question nobody at IGN seems to have asked before.
Where are you going to hang the clothesline at? Where are you going to hang the clothesline at, guy? Where are you going to hang the clothesline? You gonna fucking put the screws in the brick outside on the fucking patio? That's literally like, I think it's 3 feet wide and it's like maybe arguably 10 feet long. Maybe. I don't even think it's that. I think it's like 6 or 7. And it's completely encased in brick. You're going to put, you're really going to, and then like, you're going to have to explain to the apartment complex if the brick cracks, why there's a broken cracked brick on the fucking patio? Fuck no. Oh, Infidel, they starting early today, man. Can't even get through the games today. Woo, they early. Oh, it don't bother me. I just like calling people out that say stupid stuff.
Publishing this.
It don't bother me.
What exactly is this confidence built on?
Uh-oh.
Because 20 years ago, sure. 20 years ago,
I just like pointing these comments out to make them realize how stupid they sound. That's what it is. For me, it's content. For them, I'm wasting their time, and it's great.
Served a real.
That's the name of the game, boys.
You couldn't watch 40 hours of gameplay on YouTube before buying. You couldn't pull up a Twitch stream of someone 200 hours deep in a game.
Exactly.
You couldn't read 10,000 Steam reviews.
If this game could fix a lot of the bugginess when it comes to its crashes and upgrade its graphics just a tad bit more, because I noticed that whenever I'm moving around in the game, everything gets kind of pixelaty or blurry. If they could fix that, this game would, like, it's already beautiful. This game would be 10x'd.
From actual players who bought it with their own money.
See, this is the big difference, right? Is like back in the day, you needed game reviews because you didn't have any other way to access the medium. But now with YouTube and Twitch, you already have a way, like basically written video game reviews are like kind of, you know, like video killed the radio star. I think that's
but do you really want to go through the process of trying to prove all that stuff in court? Because, like, you have to... Because it's not as simple... Like, for example, we had a hornet's nest down at the bottom of the stairs, because we're on, like, the 3rd floor. At the bottom of the stairs, and it's right at the walkway whenever it hits the bottom, right above you, right of the stairwell. And the thing is if I had gotten stung, if I didn't report it to the main office... I couldn't file for charges, right? You would have to report it in upwards of like 5 times, and them not doing it. Then you could get stung, if you know what I'm saying. Then you could take them to court. But do you really want to go through all that process just to hang up and dry some clothes? Or do you just want to take it to the laundromat and be done with it? Like, this isn't a process that could take a couple days. This is a process that could take up to a couple months to a full couple years. You really want to go through that and think about all the legal charges and that? Think about, like, it's just not worth it.
Basically what happened with this too, where
then you have to explain if you move out of this apartment into another apartment. Well, my prior landlord, you see, I'm suing them. And it's just a fucking nightmare. Yeah. It's nightmare.
Medium of writing a review of a video game is just simply inferior to a YouTube video. It's just worse.
The information gap was real. The institutional access was real.
It was.
Review copies, preview events, publishing infrastructure. The ability to reach millions before anyone else could.
Yeah, that was another thing, is they had a lot of systematic advantages.
You're too hated to watch. Stop talking about what others are in chat. Stay on topic. Well, this is my stream. Okay. I'm going to do what I want, when I want, however much I want. Unless it violates terms of service. So if you don't like it, then you could go watch somebody else, or better yet, you can just go watch the video. I mean, just go watch the video. It's my stream.
Just like they had access to earlier builds, they had access to developer interviews, everything like that. True. Big true.
Now, I will agree with you that I've been pausing quite a bit. I'll agree with that.
A genuine foundation, and it earned its place in this ecosystem.
Yes.
But what is that foundation in 2026?
It doesn't
YouTube
exist.
exists. Twitch exists. Steam exists. The entire...
So in this, he's talking about how games journalists like the IGN reviews and other Game Rant, stuff like that, they were able to thrive in a time where YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, all that stuff didn't really exist, so you had to go to these review sites. But now, with gamers being able to get their hands on early access versions of these games and playing them on stream for everyone to see and come to their own conclusion, they don't really need games journalists' reviews in order to make their decision on if they want to spend $70 to $80 on a game. That's what he's saying here.
Information monopoly that justified...
I'm explaining that so we can move past it, because this section is a little
publications couldn't...
Virtue of working at IGN. No asymmetrical information. No technical expertise.
What this boils down to is, what makes you the... Who says that a college degree that you may or may not have determines whether you can decide if gamers are going to like a game or not? That's what this section is. He's talking about how, if I'm remembering right, based on what the first few lines that I've heard, what in your college degrees will make gamers side with you, that will make if you make a determination if a game is good or bad? Nothing. You don't have to listen to these games journalists. You could watch somebody play the game and come to your own conclusion now. You don't have to sit here and take the advice or the review of somebody that clearly didn't play the game because they've played other games like Odyssey. And I know that the guy that played the IGN review for Crimson Desert didn't play a Souls-like, because the thing is that I've played a lot of the bosses in the main story and some of the side quest stuff. The bosses aren't even that hard. They're not hard at all. And it is interesting, I saw a lot of Twitch streamers saying, I'm tired of not being able to do damage to the boss. Dude, like, R2 that shit. I was able to do, like, chunks of health just by R2 slashing them. I don't know what the hell everyone's on about. The bosses are so easy. I had a harder time with the Black Myth Wukong bosses.
No game development experience. Gamer to gamer. He thinks he's more qualified to evaluate this game than the people who bought it, played it, and loved it.
More than that he's more qualified than anybody else. I think that one thing that these review websites should stop doing is they should stop the DEI representation of critic reviews. Why is somebody who's a critic review, why is that held separately as a separate score? All of the different views should be aggregated entirely. And if you want, like, Metacritic and these other websites should not have critic reviews in their own category.
I don't know how people are playing Marathon. I don't understand that. Dude, that game actually hurts my eyes because, like, and I think what does it, and I don't think a lot of people understand, is so you'll round a corner and you'll see, and the bright lights and shit too, that I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. But whenever you round a corner and you look at the wall and it's got the little wording in the bars, and you've got that bright neon backdrop with like the the white or the black lettering, your eyes, out of I don't know, I don't even know, impulse, automatically try to read what it says, and they try like your eyes try to focus on it, and it hurts your eyes every time someone rounds a corner decently fast, because your vision isn't on the hallway, it's on trying to figure out what the individual lines say on the walls. There's just too much going on in that game. It's too like sensory overload.
And the 3 million copies,
especially with all the vibrant colors,
positive Steam rating, and the rebounding stock price, are 3
Critics are paid off.
independent
I think
data
so, yeah.
sources all saying
In
the
some
same
cases,
thing
not
at the
directly, but
same time.
indirectly.
That's what this video is about. Not just the bad review, we've covered that. Not just the face-saving follow-up piece they just published,
yes,
though we're going through it in detail. It's about the specific quality
you see, like
of
this.
arrogance.
See, this is a good example of what I was talking about. I don't know if it's just because everything turned to shit for whatever reason. But a lot of the game will look like this sometimes. It just kind of happens, at least in the console version. It just kind of all blends together when you're moving.
That makes both of those things possible.
That's one of the big things, is like it's the arrogance and the assumed
Like right now, you see how he's got it paused? A lot of the game looks like that. It just doesn't look, it looks really rough around the edges.
Of authority that these people have. And I think that's one thing that people hate the media entirely for. It's not even just specifically about video game media. I think it's about all media, where like you have people that are in these positions as news reporters or as, you know, an actor or like, you know, a comedian that think that they have the position that they can dictate to you what is right and what's not. Right? Some people study journalism and may have more credentials to be a reviewer, but that
launch was legacy gaming media manufacturing informational chaos and calling it criticism.
I disagree with this. I think that a lot of the systems and the controls were bad. And I think the fact that they didn't have storage was bad. I think
yeah, but they didn't talk about that. That's the problem that I have. They didn't talk about that. I mean, they talked a little bit about the controls being bad, but they were complaining more about the lost time they had prior to a fucking patch. I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a bad take for Asmon. I've covered too many of these IGN reviews on Crimson Desert to sit here and say that I agree with this take on that. I'm actually going to disagree with Asmon on that. Because we reacted to the prior IGN review before its launch and the new IGN review, and they just keep complaining about the same bullshit that doesn't even affect the launch day gamers. And they gave it a poor score because of that. I don't agree with that.
There were a lot of things that they should have had like an idea about, and they didn't. I disagree with that. I think absolutely it was problematic at launch. That's why they fixed it, and they came out with an apology.
Yeah, now, if he's talking about the game itself, sure. But I'm specifically targeting the IGN review. I don't agree with anything that they said in the IGN review. The bosses are easy as long as you've got the correct gear, you've been focusing and leveling up your gear. There's not really a leveling system to the game. You have to collect resources in order to level your gear and your sword up. But if you play the game, and these guys at IGN said that they were doing not just the main quest, but the side quests as well, and I find that hard to believe if they're having trouble with any of the bosses of the game. I just don't believe that. I find that incredibly hard to believe. Not to mention the game has a parry mechanic. And the fact that you could have unlimited food has saved my ass so many times. Oh, you don't have enough food, we'll go get more food. You literally have unlimited health. This game is fucking easy. Just spam the heal button.
Because it was broken.
And I want you to notice what was in the original review and what wasn't.
Yes.
Controls. Inventory management.
Yes.
Boss difficulty. Every complaint was...
The bosses are easy. Who the fuck's having trouble with bosses?
That's what I'm saying. I had trouble with one boss, and it was the gorilla, and it was because he was so fucking aggressive that I couldn't, like, to give you an idea, here, I'll pull it up. Oh shit, whoops. boss. Crimson. It's 3 phases, too, and every phase is harder than the last. Shit sucks. Please, you know what? You know what? I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't do that. I do not have permission from this person. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that at all. Never mind. Let me just go on and play this. Let me just go on and keep playing this. Let me just go on and keep playing this.
Surface level friction.
Oh my God. I don't want to deal with that copyright strike. No, thank you. I don't even want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I'll
Pearl
pass.
Abyss did it in 72
That's the last
hours.
thing I need to deal with.
It was
What
great.
was never in the review? The artistic vision. The sheer technical achievement of a seamless open world at that scale and beauty.
It is seamless.
Original design philosophy. None of the things that will still matter about this game in 10 years registered. Just the surface. Just the stuff that was gone before the review was even cold. And now look at what this follow-up piece is actually doing.
It's all, like the IGN review, in a way, seemed like they were almost trying to punish Pearl Abyss for not giving them a more stable review build. Like, if you actually looked at the review itself, like, a lot of them talking about it were just complaining about issues and friction points they had with the review build.
It's talking about the post-launch patch. At launch, Crimson Desert had a massive update that, for a lot of people, took like 30, 40 minutes to an hour. IGN got their hands on the post-launch, but then they updated it to that, and then they lost 7 hours, and that was the only thing they were crying and bitching about, and it's like, but that's not going to affect anybody that gets the game on launch. Stop bitching about it. No one cares.
Dominated the original review. The controls, the inventory.
This review isn't for you, dumbass. It's for every other gamer out there.
Boss difficulty has been patched away. So the rocky launch framing has quietly shifted to the one thing patches can't touch.
Yeah.
A graph that made me stop reading and just stare at my screen for a moment.
Game was pretty shitty. It worked.
Framed it. Rocky launch. Still
course.
standing. Still confident. As if the ground beneath them hasn't completely shifted. Then we get to the paragraph that made me stop reading and just stare at my screen for a moment. It's unclear if the development team has had to break their backs to do
That's
this.
crazy to me. That's crazy. That's insane to me. It's unclear if the development team had to break... This is on the IGN page, by the way. If you go and you look up IGN articles, this is in there. This is still up in their review process. I love how a gamer that probably went to college for a couple years just to get a little piece of paper decided that he knows how to write lines of code. The amount of content that is in this game is insane. They're saying that the main story, this is from IGN's mouth, is 100 hours long. That's just the main story. That's not the rest of the map. I'd say that I'm like 2/3 of the way through the story. And I've barely opened up the map. The map is huge. The environment is massive. The amount of animals and environmental, like, enemies that are around are immeasurable. Like, there are enemies that I'm still finding. There are bosses everywhere. There's side quests everywhere. You beat a mob that's owning a town, and you unlock more side quests. It's unclear if the development team has had to break their backs to do it took them 5 years to develop this game. What are you talking about? And then how quickly they pumped out there are 3 updates after it's launched that fixed so many problems that were wrong with the game. They actually listened to what the gamers were saying, and they fixed it. A lot of the problems. There's still a lot that needs to be fixed, but how do you pull this?
The reason why groups like IGN participate in the character destruction and the media destruction for something like Crimson Desert is because Crimson Desert doesn't represent what they want video games to push a message about. It doesn't have, like fucking Western critical themes against authoritarianism. It doesn't have, different types of representation, whether it's of women, whether it's of, gay people or black people or something like that. And I think that's the reason why they rate these games down. And I think that...
Oh, no, they do it because they've got a checklist. To an extent, Asman is absolutely right. They have a checklist they go through. If it doesn't have like certain things, they don't check it off. That's the thing, is that these people have rated so many games that they're trying to treat it like it's an average everyday thing to have a game that's this massive come out, and then claim that they didn't break their backs to make this game. I'm happy to know that IGN's also making their own games, developing their own games, sourcing out their own codes to make their own game. I'm really happy to see that. It's a good thing. I can't wait to criticize IGN's game when it comes out.
What does it come down to? What really is that? It's racism. It is. It's cultural racism, where these people want to create a reward structure.
They want to disenfranchise white people, white men specifically, their masculinity, and they also want to disenfranchise Western culture
around following their cultural norms and basically adhering to them. So every single China game, every Korea game,
they did the same thing with Black Myth Wukong.
To a lesser extent, every Japanese game is graded on this harsh curve of adhering to Western cultural values. And they're not.
And I hate to break it to you, but that's not Western cultural values. I don't know where they got the idea that killing off masculine characters like what happened in The Last of Us was ever going to be a good idea. Whenever you have somebody that's been around in a game series for as long as they have, or like, for example, a great example is the God of War trio, the original God of War games, and then you compare it to that westernized slop fest that is the new God of War that was released in 2018 and then Ragnarok. And it's like, dude, these are completely different universes. Like, Kratos has, like, pushed people into a fire just to assert his goal. What are we doing? What is this pussified shit? Oh, it's because he has a kid. You're right. I don't want him to have a kid. I want him to kill more people. That's what I want. I want to kill all of the Greek gods and not sit here and pussyfoot around for fucking 80 fucking hours of the main story. I just want to go and kill things. I want to deal with all this.
Western cultural values.
We all know where this is heading. Why the hell are we not... come on. God of War 3 was peak.
Extreme Western values from a small subset of people that want to force that culture into everything else.
Think about what you
Think about the amount of games that are coming out of China and Korea especially that get shit on constantly by these developers, by these reviewers. I think that they do it almost every single time.
Believe about yourself to write that sentence. Pearl Abyss, a studio whose stock crashed partly because of a review substantially written about things they then fixed in 3 days.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy is that IGN is still uploading on their site articles that are still trying to thrash the game. Still.
Listened, worked, and turned the entire conversation around in under a week.
And what really sucks is I started to believe them whenever they said that the game was bad. It was like the master, how do they say that? It's the jack of all, but the master of none. I don't think it's like that at all. I think that it's a massive game that's going to have bugs in it. It's a massive game.
And
There's a lot of mechanics in the game.
They did the same thing to Black Myth Wukong. They did the same thing to Wu Chang. They did the same thing to Stellar Blade. They did that to a lesser extent to Lost Ark as well. They've done this to like every game. Like every popular Eastern game that comes out, they always want to frame it around the fact that these Eastern games aren't looking at their social issues in the right way. Where Winds Meet, that's another good example. You're right. Yeah, they do it constantly. It's a very common
whether they
thing.
had to work hard to do it. That's
Crimson
not
Desert. The game's Crimson Desert.
neutral. That's a power move dressed up as a throwaway clause.
They're trying to. They're trying
It's the kind
to.
of
We're
sentence
gonna-
that lets you condescend to someone while
Exactly.
maintaining complete plausible deniability about
We're gonna pause this one. We'll come back to this maybe tomorrow. It's a big chunky thing. Time to move on. Gotta move on from it. Oh man. So I figured out this guy's name. I think it was Robert. It's like Robert something. What was the name of the queer attorney that got taken down in court for yelling at the judge? Viral video. It was like Robert something, right? Rob Hopkins is his name. This man has completely destroyed his life, by the way. It's completely done. There's a good chance that he was disbarred. I don't know how you pronounce that, but
You want about court, but don't you dare besmirch the good name of Zoom Court. It's an entirely
hold on, wait, that's not the one.
different beast.
Hold on. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I know where it was. Hold on. Right here. Right here.
Meltdown cost them their career, where the body cam makes it much worse.
Right idea, wrong person.
As the internet is asking why
W Decoy, go check out Decoy on YouTube. Hell yeah, Decoy.
this guy demands he be arrested by a female officer, as the attorney began arguing with the judge, quickly getting overly emotional.
You interrupt me one more time. You are
And he really tried to claim that he put his phone on this. He just dropped it, dude.
being held in direct contempt.
Tried to pull out the because I'm queer card too.
I do not. I am trying to make my argument. You interrupted my argument halfway through on an objection.
That will get every available deputy in
Yes, ma'am, I'm aware. It's happened to me before.
It has.
Yes.
Because you're out of line.
Yeah,
Of course.
I guess so.
Okay. If I push that
Or maybe
button-
because I'm a transgender attorney.
You know this man sitting here watching this happen is like, what can I do to spark this up even more? What do I need to do to make this man go completely crazy?
Practicing all over the state.
I don't know what you
You do, ma'am. It's not-
You cannot act like this to a judge. I do not know. In the courtroom too. It was one thing whenever he did it privately. How long has this man been an attorney? And he's sitting there. How many judges has this man been in front of that has allowed them to talk to them like this? It makes me wonder.
This is exactly why DEI is so heavily criticized, as over time it now means diversity, equity, and invincibility from all
Oh, dude, that's good.
accountability, where there's no reason why the judge needs to repeat themselves, but somehow the lawyer thought their identity was going to grant them some sort of exception from listening to orders. And the fact that this seems to be a knee-jerk reaction makes me wonder how many times this strategy had worked over their 13-year-long legal career.
It's clear as the nose on my face that this woman will not appear before this court because she has a warrant for stealing her
Objection,
children
you're
from
saying
another
that's
court.
not true.
But that's not your decision to make. I'm sure that he has proof that shows that woman doing things she shouldn't be doing. Like, it doesn't matter. If they want her to show up in court, that's what's going to have to happen. It's not the attorney's decision. The attorney has to play ball in their court. That's how it works, man. You can get frustrated and yell all you want. You know this as an attorney. You're not playing at home, man. You're playing an away game, and you're losing when you start yelling at the judge. You lose that shit every time.
And you're ready to
wrong, sir.
Don't at me and start me. Or shout at me.
He's not shouting at you. He's trying to continue talking because you just interrupted him. He was telling the judge the reason why, and you immediately interrupted him.
I'm not putting notes. No,
I don't get it. Like, oh, here we go. You know, this man knew what he was doing when he did this. When he took this stance,
at me.
He wanted this man to either hit him or to continue doing whatever he was doing.
Face, sir. Get out of my face, sir. Get out of
He's smiling. You can see him smirking.
my face.
You should leave this county.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
These people are my friends, and you're being ugly.
And get out of my face. Why?
Because you're in contempt. The minute that button's pushed, man, it's over.
He shouted at me.
So basically, he screams at the judge and opposing attorney, but when faced with the consequences of their own actions, he's still screaming. No, he's shouting at me. Now, you expect lawyers to lie, but not about something everybody just witnessed a second ago. It's like they've never faced consequences their entire life.
Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me.
I love this mentality, man. All the body cam videos we watched on this channel that y'all stuck around for, so many of these people, if they would just stop flopping around like a fucking flounder that just got on land, they wouldn't get hurt. All you have to do is, if someone tells you to put your hands behind your back and they're law enforcement, what should you be doing? Yes, sir. Put your hands behind your back. Holy shit, you didn't get hurt. They can adjust the cuffs to where it doesn't hurt. You're not struggling. You're not going to be out of breath. You're not going to look like a fucking fool. You're probably not going to get beat. You're probably not going to be, you're probably not going to lose your ability to be an attorney. Like, oh, by the way, this man he had a failing attorney company that he did indeed shut down. He shut down, went out of business.
Do not. Are you throwing me over this?
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Okay. Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting.
But whenever
Why don't you walk that way sometimes? I can't walk. I'm being thrown down.
You're being thrown down. You're about to be.
Settle down. Do not grab me. Do not grab me. What are you doing?
As the body cam makes it much worse.
I don't. Get a female officer now. Get a female officer now.
Get up.
Get a female officer now. I can't get up. I can't see. He just threw my glasses. I can't see. Give me my glasses. Put them on my face. I'm trying to walk and I cannot see.
Bro, oh my god. I can't. Look at all those people that are just like, well, that just happened.
I need my wallet.
Bro, you need to get a grip on life. That's what you need to do. That's what you need.
As I really wonder if he was taken to the female or male jail, as they're demanding for a female officer, likely well aware that there's no rules against men arresting women. But I think this was yet another desperate attempt to avoid consequences by hiding behind their identity, as for far too long
I think he has a problem with women. From the little footage that I've seen, I genuinely think he has a problem with women. I feel like if a woman officer would have been there to step in, he would have just bullied her like he was doing to that judge. That's what I genuinely think. I think he has a problem with women. I do.
An inclusion as granted.
Why else would you be yelling at a judge over the phone and then in person?
Ability by inferring anybody against them must just be being bigoted. But this instance begins the end of it. As the news article writes, the attorney identifies as a man, but was warned to stop interrupting or be charged with contempt. But by ignoring these orders, was quickly arrested, shouting, "Don't grab me and I can't breathe. I need a female officer," before being detained and held on a $25,000. bond.
Damn!
Only to now announce they're closing their LGBT-focused law offices.
Oh my god. LGB focused. Oh, dude, it's no wonder.
That have operated for 13 years.
There are more details of that incident, and I can't release that at this time. And being as that, I believe that...
Like what? We saw everything that we needed to see to make the determination that you were an unruly attorney hired by a bunch of people that hired you because you were LGBT, not because of your actual profession. It's obvious you should have never set foot in a courtroom. The minute you start yelling at the judge because you're not getting your way, tells me everything I need to know about our college system and how much we need to reform it. You should have never been an attorney.
I first have grounds for discrimination lawsuit there in that county.
How so? You were yelling at a judge, and she warned you multiple times to not yell in her court, and you continued to do it. You continued to talk over people, you continued to talk over the judge, and they put your ass in jail. Stop breaking the fucking... Dude, it's just like the Minneapolis protesters. I can't believe it.
But for my
you do realize that if you got a permit to protest, you could talk to law enforcement, and then they could schedule you to take like certain roads and stuff. It happens a lot. Like, you can protest and take a road. You can do that. You can have like a big party or parade there, right? There are ways to do things legally. But when you just go and do it the way you want to do it anyway, and you start attacking people around you, a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. Like, you can plan in accordance, but whenever you just go and do things half-cocked, you're cooked.
Safety at this time, it's best that I step away.
And maybe there's something more to the story, and there actually is something endangering them from practicing law. But based on the little we've seen,
yeah,
I don't believe
their own stupidity. That's what's endangering them. That's what happens whenever you go into a courtroom and start yelling at everybody.
Anything he's saying. As simply put, I don't think anybody that emotional could be an impartial arbiter of the law.
Yeah, exactly. Hell no.
This. We've heard of third worlding first world countries, but have you ever heard of first worlding a third world country?
I'm not what happened to me.
This is El Salvador. It's not Great Britain.
Look at that, boys. Look at that. Look what we did for them. Oh, I'm sorry. No. So this is the country that the president got in, and he went through this is what I want to happen to America. He went through every street corner, every house, and got every gang member and criminal and sent them to that prison where we're sending some of our illegals that are really bad. This is El Salvador, boys. This is what our country would turn into if we did this. Look at that.
Damn. Is that what happened whenever you take a PvP server and you turn it into a PvE server?
Keep in mind, this was over the course of 2 years. 2 years it took them to do this.
Did it work? It did.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It's a fucking paradise. Look at it.
Oh my god.
What? They mobilized the military, and they did what I want them to do here.
The fuck?
Look at that.
Everything's just fine. You can't grow trees that fast, dude. There are large trees that can be transported like this. They're like a few $1,000. Jesus, bro, look at that. Jesus, they're gone. Wow.
Look at that.
Wow. Man, look at that. Jesus. They made it normal.
Look at how crazy,
look at that
dude.
Shithole. Damn. Look at this shithole, and now it looks great. This is insane, man. No way this is real. Why do you think that? This is completely and totally possible.
We cannot incarcerate our way
3%. It's either 3 or 6. 3%, 6%, 5%, one of those approval rating, below 10. This man, I do not like him. I do not like him one bit.
Of violence, we've already tried that.
Yep.
And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Build more prisons. Make the prisoners build more prisons. I don't give a fuck. Oh, but we've got the highest prison population in the world. Yeah, we need more. Yeah, buy Epstein Island and turn that bitch into a big maximum supermax prison.
About solving the problems of crime and violence, the addiction on jails and incarceration in this country.
Bro, we need death races. That's what the fuck we need. Except they don't get to leave.
We have moved past that. It is.
You want to go around and kill people in a civilized society? Well, I guess you're gonna be driving a truck now, bitch.
It is immoral. It is unholy.
Hey, immoral. You know what's immoral? Is whenever you have a Ukrainian refugee that flees their war-torn country, comes here and gets stabbed in the neck by a dude that has a fucking laundry list of a fucking criminal history. That's immoral. Hell, that's just sad.
Not the way to drive violence down.
See, in my perfect world, people like this would be brought up on charges of sedition and dereliction of duty, and I would put them in jail myself. Yeah, you've got security around you. You never have to worry about this. You've got to make sure people have like a degree of accountability. Obviously, this is the president of El Salvador. You can literally incarcerate your way out of violence. That's precisely why incarceration exists. So here
it is. Incarceration is, it's not just supposed to be this bullshit mentality of rehabilitation. You're not going to rehabilitate somebody that goes up and down the seaboard, up and down the coast and butchers 37 people. I'm sorry to say it, you're not going to rehabilitate that guy. Remember, he ate them too, okay? You're not going to rehabilitate this person. We can harvest him for organs, put him in a work camp, I don't know. But you're not going to rehabilitate that guy. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. It's supposed to be a deterrence, okay? That's what prison is supposed to be. The punishment is supposed to be harsher than the actual doing the crime. That's what it's supposed to be.
we go. Murder rate.
When you lose sight of that, you're asking for chaos and anarchy.
Is incarceration rate. So if you could see the graph here, you would see that as the incarceration rate is rising, the murder rate is actually falling. Oh wow, it went way down. That's crazy, and now it's below the United States. Who would have thought that putting people that kill people in jail reduces the amount of killing that happens? Now it's basically down to zero.
When we arrested the gang members, they were killing so much people that we were the murder capital of the world, literally the most dangerous place in the whole world, more dangerous than Haiti. What do you have to do? You have to stop that. It's a no-brainer. You don't even need to have a big thought process. We got huge condemnations. Say an organization, we got a condemnation from them. And a lot of them were human rights organizations. And you would ask, but the human, what about the human right of a woman not to be raped? I mean, what about the human right of kids to play or to be free or to, go to...
That's exactly what I was saying when the National Guard was mobilized in D.C. and they were pulling all these homeless people up off the parks. Your taxpayer money pays for those parks, and you can't even walk with your son or daughter through those parks without fear of being attacked by a fent zombie. You have that right as an American, no matter what idiot's trying to convince you otherwise, to be able to walk up a park that your taxpayer dollars fucking paid for without having to worry about running into a homeless tent. It's your right. It's your money. You have that right.
Park. And what about the human right to live or the human right to walk in the street?
What about the human right to just be able to walk without the fear of being shot? What about the human right of being able to leave your fucking car downstairs and not having to worry about it being broken into over the fucking weekend? What about that? That's just a decent fucking human right, especially whenever you bust your ass 60, 70, 80, 90, 120 fucking plus hours a week and you can't even trust that your car's going to be down there when you go out the next day. Like,
they were worried about the human rights of the killers.
Who would have thought that if you put all the people that cause problems in jail, you don't have as many problems anymore? You can literally just flip the switch.
Just flip the switch.
You can't press that switch. It isn't that easy. You can't just do this. You just put them in jail. And it's black magic, I know. There are large trees.
What the fuck is the name of this fucking place? I keep forgetting the name of this damn place, bro.
Did it work? It did. First worlding a third world country. This is El Salvador.
El Salvador. El Salvador. I keep wanting to call it Venezuela. But it's El Salvador. The hell is this? Wait.
We got about.
Oh my god. Oh, I've been seeing this. Yeah. Okay, I remember this. I haven't seen this video, but I what I'm saying is that apparently there's a bunch of teens that are running around in certain cities, and they're like attacking people. Like a big mob of like teens.
300 kids just running back and forth, jumping on cars, just fighting, taunting the police. And it got pretty bad to the point me and my team actually witnessed the little boy actually getting stumped out.
Yeah, this is just one of the many videos of wild brawls happening in the deep blue city of Chicago. Authorities are now sounding the alarm on teen takeovers by issuing a curfew enforcement. So far, 8 teens have been arrested, with an additional 24 getting hit with a curfew violation. It's not just happening in Chicago. Take a look at our nation's capital, suffering from a similar teen takeover, which eventually escalated to gunfire. And earlier this month, Los Angeles also erupted into similar takeovers involving unruly crowds blocking intersections, performing illegal car stops.
This is going to get worse, by the way. This is only the beginning. Let me tell you why this is going to get worse. I was noticing it whenever I was growing up. It's even worse now because we know what happens if you go to college. These kids have nothing to lose. The boomers won't let go of their $1 million positions. Most of them have moved on from those positions and entrusted CEOs that they either know or are family members. It's like that with every company now. Most companies you can't get in unless you know somebody there, or you have like super good credentials, which is like a lot of money in college that most kids won't get. Most jobs want you to work until you're 60, 65, and they're trying to raise it to 70. Why would you want to work for a job that you don't want 12, 13 hours a day? Why wouldn't you want to do, like, you don't want that. I don't think anybody wants to work a job like that. And then now you can't afford to live whenever you do have a job like that. You're still going to live paycheck to paycheck. Can't afford a fucking house. Can't afford rent for the most part. Like these kids, they are seeing what I saw as a millennial growing up, except they've got it 10 times worse. And I fear the generation below them will have it even worse if we don't fix this problem now.
And vandalizing buildings.
They get out of high school, they could go to college, but now that the market is flooded with people with degrees and masters and they're not getting jobs and they're having to work at fucking McDonald's now, it's over. Like, these kids know what's gonna happen. I can't even, I want to be like, well, the parents should be da-da-da-da-da, but like, at what point do we start looking at what's causing this?
One rowdy group even stormed a luxury apartment building, damaging the property and attacking the staff. These teen takeovers aren't anything new. In May of 2025, about 100 teens terrorized D.C.'s Navy Yard, resulting in the brutal beating of an unidentified man. That was just the second teen takeover in that month alone. All right, Griff. I remember a song by Jason Aldean called Try That in a Small Town. It doesn't happen where I'm from. This doesn't happen in Nashville, Tennessee, that I know of. But it happens in D.C., it happens in L.A., it happens in Daytona at spring break. These teen takeovers are not just groups of teens kind of coming together extemporaneously. These are often planned. It's a social media call. They show up and they create damage. So the question is it a parenting problem? Is it a law enforcement problem? Is it both? What do we do?
Well, it's a great point. I mean, where are their parents? And why are they getting to just go out and terrorize cities? In D.C., Tommy, they're freaking out because the curfew that was put in place because of that incident last year sunsets on April 15th. And the D.C. Council can't come up with enough votes now to simply extend it. The police, MPD, say, please extend it because it's still a thing, these flash mob, whatever we call them, and it gives us a preventive tool to stop it. Now you're seeing the major cities like Chicago and LA also having to do it.
I think what would definitely help prevent this is if you start locking up not only the kids, but the parents. Give them real crimes. If they're sitting there beating the hell out of somebody, you take that entire group and you charge them with, and it, depending on how bad it is, with the full extent of an adult. And we got to stop treating these criminals and these kids like they're different. They're one and the same. Like if you sitting out there and you deliberately damn near beating somebody to death, then you need to go to jail as an adult. You need to be charged as an adult, because you want to sit there and act like an adult, then we going to charge you like an adult.
But ultimately,
and you need to put the parents in there too. Whenever I was growing up in Louisiana, if a child did anything that was like this, the parent would face charges. Whatever happened to that?
Curfews are a tool that help law enforcement try and stave off the problem, preventative measures, but they can't deal with this every night. And the parents are going to have to be responsible. Otherwise, I don't know how you stop it. I mean, when did teens become a dangerous thing? But apparently that's what we...
That's why I can't particularly be mad at them, because they're being enabled to do this. Like, the parents are allowing it, and the teens know full well what's going to happen as soon as they get out into the workforce if they're not already there. I mean, let's be honest here. That's why they're trying to live it up while they can, but we got to enforce these laws, man. Why are we sitting here allowing this?
Well, and Carly, part of what happens here, if you have a mass group of teens and something happens, whether it's a takeover, the car stunts, or then you see gunfire like we've seen in a number of these incidents, well, you might have law enforcement come and respond, but then people scatter. So you might get some curfew violations, but you're not going to get the totality of the enforcement.
Bingo, because there's hundreds of people there. So how do you do that?
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR.
DVR? Who the fuck uses a DVR anymore? Hold on, what? Did she just say DVR? Oh, you know what? Never mind. I forget, it's Boomer. It's Boomer. I keep forgetting that, bro.
Back in Iran, where the United States and Israel continues to strike hundreds of targets every single day. Joining us now with more, Jonathan Hunt is live from Israel with the latest. Good evening, Jonathan.
Good evening to you, Lawrence. And there is concerning news first tonight out of Saudi Arabia, where an Iranian attack on the Prince Sultan base there has apparently damaged at least several U.S. refueling tankers and also injured around a dozen U.S. servicemen. We're awaiting more details from that, but that reporting from the Wall Street Journal. Or that coming, of course, as President Trump...
Damn, it only took them 2 weeks. They finally hit a military base that wasn't empty. Man. United States soldiers, by the way. Y'all are out there doing God's work. My heart and my prayers go out to all those soldiers that were struck in that attack, by the way. Y'all out there protecting the country, United States soldiers.
Continues to say that the U.S. is winning in this conflict and winning easily. Here's the president.
Again, they have no anti-aircraft, so we're just floating over the top looking for whatever we want. And we're hitting it, and we have another 3,554 targets left, and that'll be done pretty quickly.
Emphasizing that point, the U.S. continues to hit military and regime targets in Tehran and throughout Iran. What the U.S. military has not been able to do so far, or perhaps has not been willing to do so far, is reopen the Strait of Hormuz, that commercially critical strait that remains all but closed to commercial shipping.
Where'd you at? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? God damn this thing, dude. God damn it. It's still, there it goes. What? We got a generational crash out? Let's see. And it doesn't seem like we got a generational crash out. I'm 31. You from America? JP? You from America? Yeah, and you banned like a bitch. Oof. Trying to make people feel guilty for voting. That's what I'm saying, like. Oops. Did I do that?
At the moment, that is causing economic problems, of course, with the markets down and the price
with these people,
of oil
man?
up. And the Iranian parliamentary speaker effectively trolled President Trump today on X, saying, quote, "They've spammed so much fake news trying
Damn,
to
we got a
push
Virginian here. Hell yeah. Let's
prices
go.
down that the market's just numb now. Keep going."
By the way, if you're new here, sub to the channel. We're here every day. Throughout the entire week, all 7 days, sub to the channel. We're doing the same thing every day. We start off the stream with gaming, then we get into politics, and we usually kind of try to end with like a police body cam. I want to do more firefighter stuff, but everything that's on YouTube is like copyright, unfortunately. But yeah, we're here every day. Stick around, hit that membership up. W viewers
anymore. So Iranian officials, at least publicly, still talking tough, even as President Trump says privately.
Same time every day, 8 a.m. to 11:30. By the way, same time every day.
Negotiating, and of course, we tick towards President Trump's Monday, April 6th deadline for real progress.
Move on to Operation Epic Fury. At least 12 American service members are hurt, with 2 fighting for their lives after an Iranian missile and drone attack at this airbase in Saudi Arabia.
Our senior correspondent Mike Tobin is in Tel Aviv with the latest. Mike. Good morning, Brian, Rachel, and Griff. Axios is now reporting that U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told his G7 counterparts, foreign ministers, that the war here will continue for another 2 to 4 weeks. That's longer than what the president had projected. And he reportedly said that the U.S. isn't...
Hey, they've been dug in for 47 years, so... And then America's been funneling them money, so... Of course.
Talking to Iran, but talking through mediators. Part of what they report through sources. Rubio told his G7 counterparts the U.S. doesn't need G7 countries to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but wants allies to join a maritime task force to police the strait after the war is over. Meantime, a month into this stage of the war, and the Houthis are off the sidelines. Israel says a missile fired from Yemen by the Houthis was intercepted. A Houthi spokesman claimed responsibility on their TV channel. The missile was fired in the direction of Israel's main nuclear research center in the southern part of the country. Now, a week ago, 2 missiles from Iran targeted the nuclear facility and got through air defenses. The missiles hit
No shot that's real. You gotta be fucking pulling at my... You gotta be yanking me, bro. There's no way. Congressman Randy Weber in Texas has voted to help roll back the age of consent to 14 like it was in the 1930s when the... What the fuck? That's disgusting. There's no way that's true. There's no fucking way that's true. Randy Weber trying to roll back the age of consent to 14. Oh, bro. No, not the age of consent, guy. It's not. That's not what it is. It says it's to the HR 5140 to lower the age at which a minor may be tried as an adult for certain criminal offenses in the District of Columbia to 14 years of age. That is not what that says. Nice try. I was like, there's no way that's real. There's no way.
Residential areas in Iran.
Age of consent is the age at which you can do the deed with an adult, if that makes any sense.
Resulting in almost 200 injuries.
That is not what it says.
Now, involvement of the Houthis can complicate ship transit in the Red Sea through the Bab el-Mandeb and around the Arabian Peninsula. As the Houthis previously menaced shipping in the Red Sea, the U.S. Dwight D. Eisenhower carrier group was previously there to combat Houthi destruction in the Red Sea. As many as 12
I think that's
US
a great idea, actually. I think that charging those motherfuckers at the age of 14, if you sit there and commit like a heinous crime like that, like beating somebody damn near to death, nah, dude, you need to go to jail like an adult. Yeah, you can go to like a minor facility, sure, but you need to be tried, and you need to, like, when you get of age, like 18, they need to put your ass in an actual supermax and keep you there. That's what needs to happen to you.
Are injured after an Iranian attack on U.S. Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. 2 of the injured are said to be in serious condition. A KC-135 mid-air refueler was hit and caught fire. A source says...
By the way, W Texas. W Texas, by the way. That's a Texas person.
Drones. This, as the president stresses, U.S. and Israel enjoy air superiority over Iran, having destroyed their ground-to-air defenses.
Damn, look at that, bro. Ain't nothing left. Look at all those little burnt patches right there. Look at that. And they say gaming didn't ever go nowhere. Look at that.
Now we're just going after targets. And they have no anti-aircraft, so we're just floating over the top looking for whatever we want. And we're hitting it, and we have another 3,554 targets left. And that'll be done pretty quickly. And then at some point, we're going to have to determine what we do. But they've never seen anything like it.
Israel struck a couple of nuclear facilities in Iran. Yesterday, they hit the heavy water reactor near Arak. That facility was struck back in June, but Israel says it played a role in the development of plutonium needed for a nuclear weapon. Israel also struck a uranium...
What we need to do is we need to take all their plutonium. We need to put up military bases around anything in Iraq that has plutonium or the capabilities of making nukes. like mines, anything like that. We need to set up military bases around those. And we need to set up military bases around the oil in Iran whenever this is all done.
Extraction plant near Yazd. That is a site where raw uranium came out of the ground, impurities removed, producing yellow cake uranium. Now, that air raid lasted several hours and involved 50 fighter jets from Israel. Guys, back to you.
All right, Mike Tobin, Live Force in Tel Aviv. Mike, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to be following this war in Iran all morning long, and as well as what's happening in Lebanon. And we'll be speaking with Franklin Graham about what he's doing to help refugees over there. We cannot forget about what's happening in Lebanon right now. So we'll talk about that. But in the meantime, the president has said that when this war is over, and I think one of the most important points we can take from that last clip with Marco Rubio, in that interview, he said, this will end in 2 to 4 weeks. I think the administration is understanding that there's, a limited appetite for this, politically speaking.
No, they know something that we don't. They know something that they absolutely know something that we don't.
Midterms coming up.
And I don't know if it has to do with that core island or whatever, but they know something that we don't for sure. Something is up.
With oil prices, which I want to get into with you, Brian. But 2 to 4 weeks is what they're saying. And the president now says when this war ends in 2 to 4 weeks, he predicts that the economy will be like a rocket ship. Watch.
My first 4 years was the most successful time we've ever had financially in the history of our country. We had an unbelievable success, but this is much better. And by the way, when this war ends, it's going to be like a rocket ship. I thought we were going to go down more, and I thought oil prices were going to go up higher than they are now. It's not finished yet. I'm not saying it's sort of finished, but it's not finished. It's got to be finished. And I thought that we would see a bigger drop in stock. Hasn't been that bad.
They should be. They should take that island. America should take that island and set up camp. 100%. 100%.
Brian, take a look at these oil prices. Why don't you walk us through this? Because I think even as people are complaining right now about prices, they're not as bad as they were under Obama and Biden, even with this war.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but the gas prices are nothing compared to what was going on. I gas prices used to be almost $6 a gallon. I don't know why people are crying right now. I don't get it. I mean, I get it that they're scared that it's going to go up high, but if we can take out a terroristic regime that's screaming death to America and trying to make nukes in a foreign country, I think that's just it's the price that it costs. Okay, the cost of freedom isn't exactly free.
Well, it shows you the power of drill, baby, drill. Okay,
that's right. Drill, baby, drill.
Got West Texas about $100.
Damn, it's been a hot minute since we heard that.
Right now, which is high, okay? But under Trump, prices have been so low that even now the average price under him is well below any of his predecessors. This is why he can say that the economy can
We using Israel like a fucking stepladder right now. I'll make that very clear. Israel is a means to an end. People getting up in here saying, "Oh, Russia's gonna help Iran. Iran is a great place. Israel, you're working for Israel. You're working for China. Or China's gonna get involved." Fuck China. Fuck Russia. Fuck Israel. Fuck Iran. I don't care about these people. I don't care about Trump either. Fuck Trump. I don't care. Trump is currently doing something that I want him to do. W. Trump. But the minute he gets out of office, I don't care. We have a country to run. And we have a different country screaming death to America. Well, I don't care. We're going to use whatever. I will be willing to use whoever is there and however I see fit to take out a foreign country screaming death to America and death to Western culture. 100%. I don't care. Get the job done. Get it done. Trump's doing a damn good job right now. Keep doing a great job. I don't care. Everyone's a stepping stool when it comes to the improvement of American lives. That's just all there is to it.
Off like a rocket ship, okay? Because you don't have a supply shock. You don't have a supply problem. You have a movement problem. Okay,
Yeah,
and it's
a logistics problem, if you will.
a logistics problem, and it's in one part of the world. So that's not an easy thing to fix. But when you
I agree children aren't stepping stones. So why is it that Iran has lowered their drafting age to 12? That's kind of fucked up, ain't it? That's terrible.
When you can secure that straight,
That's awful.
You can
Man, that's all the more reason we got to bomb these bitches, right?
Energy products moving around the globe again.
I agree with that.
And we pay a global price. Even though we are a net exporter of energy, a net exporter of oil, we don't consume everything we make. We still...
Bro, America's the best country. I love America. America's the best country in the fucking world. I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about being locked up for my political views unless I'm a dumbass standing in the middle of the street. I don't have to be a fucking moron to push my political views either. I can sit in this chair and make a difference just by speaking. I don't have to go out and try to intimidate a bunch of political opponents by standing in the middle of a fucking street, turning over cars with family members in it to prove a fucking point. All I gotta do is start poking holes in people's arguments and it falls apart. America's the best country in the world. I love my country. Everyone should love their country.
Holdover of being a country that used to not be.
And if you don't, then nobody's keeping you here. Get the fuck out.
Energy independent, right? So that matters. But he is right. And you see little hints of this. When there are hints that things are progressing.
Where did it go? Oh, I know you. I saw you and get killed. Okay, you're fine. I saw your comment yesterday. I liked it. I think that so he brought up an interesting point of like we need to move out 3 generations of immigrants. I don't agree with that to an extent. I agree with a lot of it. I feel like if, for example, the Somalian culture, not a lot of them are like this. If you are a Somalian and you are trying to assimilate with America, you're trying to learn our language, you're not trying to send money back to a foreign country to build bombs against America, and you've done nothing wrong, welcome to America. Now, if we have 3 generations of people that are all form of a terrorist cell, brother, it's time for you to go. It's time for your extended family to go. And that's how it needs to be. Oh, that Discord message that you said that said, we need to do X, Y, and Z, bombing this and that. Time for you to go. Time for you to go. But I do think, in my honest opinion, there is no reason why you should run as an elected official in this goddamn country if you haven't been here for at least 4 generations minimum, and you have to renounce your citizenship to any other country if you are a foreign person that has immigrated here 4 generations ago. You have to renounce that citizenship to a foreign country to run in our government. Period. And even that's me being generous. Okay?
Talks are happening. Maybe ships are getting through the strait. You watch oil move significantly downward. When that can become the rule. And
yeah, thanks for the $2. Show that comment some love, even if it might be dumb. Just show us some love. Charity, so you can buy a clue. Now I'm going to use that to buy a Lego set, maybe pay some bills. Thanks.
I think you're going to see a very strong correction back.
Why do people do that? You're not the only one that's done that. There's so many people that donate that don't even agree with what I'm saying, and then I don't get that. It's
oil
weird.
Prices, and you're going to see the economy kind of coming out of this sort of stall phase that we're in.
But my quick question for you, Brian, is so all three indexes were in the red yesterday afternoon when the market.
I can use it to get another bonsai tree. You know, there's nothing quite like getting a brand new bonsai tree made out of Lego.
Yeah, big time.
Which, by analysis, I'm reading was.
By the way, if you're new here, sub to the channel, like the stream. It helps out with the views. Sub into the channel. We're here every single day, all 7 days, even tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Please stick around. We do this every day.
Reacting to this question about whether President Trump may send 10,000 troops, the market hear the rhetoric that the president wants to end it quickly, but yet then you see possible more large troops being sent in that area.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you donate to this channel and you think that I'm gonna change some kind of view on anything, or if you donate and you expect me to react to a video, there's a good chance I'm still gonna say no. Just so y'all are aware. Like, I like, if you show up every day and then you drop a video in the Discord to expect me to react to it, and then you pressure me into reacting to it, there's a good chance I'm not going to react to it. Just so we're all aware. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Is the market just reacting to the uncertainty?
It does. I mean, markets hate uncertainty. And if there's a sense that
Oh,
it could...
thanks. Thanks for the $5 dono. It's a good thing I looked at that. I looked up when I did. Come on. What is going on? Why is it doing that? There it goes. I'm not even educating people. I'm hoping that a little bit of what I'm saying will pique their interest, and instead of expecting me to baby bird the proof into their fucking mouth, they'll go and look it up themselves and get informed themselves. Let me tell you something. If you're too stupid to get an ID, you don't need to vote. If you're too stupid to go look this information up yourself and make your own decision with your own critical thinking, we ain't got nothing to talk about, hoss. Let me tell you something. Don't take everything I say and use it as law. Take what I'm saying and go look it up yourself. That's what I'm saying. Please.
Could get more intense before it gets
maybe
better,
you'll
right?
bring
You
something
send
to the
it
table that I didn't know about.
By the way, I'm not the military guy, but the market reads that and says there could be more intensity before things get better. But if you look at longer dated future oil prices, they're actually back down in that $70 range. So what it tells you is the market's betting on a lot of uncertainty right now, but it's betting that this gets sorted. And when it does, all of that abundant supply comes back into the market because the logistics problem is solved, and all of that gets reversed. So there's a big long-term win here. I mean, actually bigger than what we had before. If you can imagine a Middle East where Iran is not a threat, it takes this risk premium out of every energy product in the globe. Right. And that is transformational. But you got to get there by opening up the strait.
Yeah, and we're paying $1 billion a day for it. And so what the president is saying to the allies in NATO is, hey, once we get this secured, we expect you to help with the cost of maintaining.
No. If you come here to America and you have a child, well, I hope that, like, you do realize that other countries have the system set up in place if you have a child, right? The child gets dual citizenship. But guess where they have to go after they have the child? The whole family goes back to their country. Okay? You could have a form of birthright citizenship, but the whole family can't stay here. Go back to your country. Get out of here. That's crazy. That mentality is so stupid. Bro, other countries have this happen all the time.
In that place.
Yeah.
Really quickly before we move on, because we need to get to headlines, the uncertainty also comes, because I believe Marco Rubio and the president, that they want to end it quickly. It just makes political sense that they would want to do that. I think some of the uncertainty comes from our partner Israel, who every time it seems like we might end
No
it,
more anchor babies.
they do something that sort of expands. And so there's a little bit of uncertainty there because we're working with someone else. And there's another component there. We're not in this alone.
Yeah.
And so, we'll see if the president can get them on board with our agenda and we can actually end this quickly.
I love it when somebody tries to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, especially whenever I've got firsthand experience from what other country's dumbass? So, my fiance, her dad's side of the family is from Romania. Whenever her grandfather was fleeing the Romania, they had given birth to a child in, I was a different country, right? I don't know what fucking country. I can't remember. I don't really care. And he had birthright. He didn't have birthright citizenship. He had dual citizenship to that country and a different country. And then they eventually moved to America. So he has 3 different citizenships to different countries. Like, it's crazy how many people think that you're stupid, but whenever you have firsthand experience, it's like, you like, is that all you have is just calling people names? You can't, like, go talk for a man who could care less about you, just rich people. Bro, I've been poor my whole fucking life. What do you want about? I'm still dirt poor. Shit, I just don't get these people. I was raised with most of my life not having any electricity and no fucking water. I firsthand know the system is broken because it failed me growing up. My mom had to tell me that Santa Claus didn't exist because she couldn't afford Christmas. Shit, I'm still dirt poor. I just got my teacher's retirement. I had to cash that shit out because I wasn't paying into it anymore whenever I was a school bus driver. That's the most money I've had in a minute. The fuck?
Coordination.
That's crazy.
And understanding who's in charge is also
That's
good.
crazy to me.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Let's just go into someone's comments and say stupid shit because we think we know what the world works on. I love it. I love to see it. Hell, I became a firefighter thinking that I was going to be able to afford a house, and then the housing market went up, and I could no longer afford a house making $67,000 a year. Like, what the fuck?
Tonight, where according to officials, multiple unauthorized drones were detected in the vicinity of an Air Force base in Louisiana, which houses B-52 bombers capable of carrying nuclear weapons. This latest incident is under increased scrutiny after a Chinese spy balloon nearly flew across the entire continental United States in 2023. Here reaction is drone expert Brett Velikovich. Hey, Brett.
Hey, Lawrence.
So tell us, how does something like this happen?
Well, unauthorized drone incursions over military installations have been rising for years, and all it's going to take is one single drone, Lawrence, to slip through our defenses and kill an American to cause massive...
My mom is dead, and I told my dad at the age of 6 that I never wanted to see him again because he was an alcoholic drug abuser that would call me up every single fucking week and tell me that he wanted to come and pick me up over the weekend, and he'd never come. My mom died when I was 19, guy. I was in Texas that I had moved from Louisiana cow chopping to try and get through high school because my mom was an abusive piece of shit that pulled me out of middle school, and I had to get my own apartment because I was cow chopping around through high school. I had to walk to Sonic. I couldn't even afford or figure out how to get a fucking license. That's one of the reasons why I heavily agree with, if you can't get a license, then you really shouldn't vote. Like,
strategic damage to our country. And I've been advocating for someone to
working at fucking Sonic, paying $550 in rent. And you know what's crazy is you can't do that now. $550 was a pipe dream.
do something about this for years. And I feel like legacy bureaucrats and policymakers are just...
And you know what's crazy? I got my apartment, right? And I'm like, yeah, let me go get all my stuff out of the storage unit. I couldn't unlock the storage unit, right? So I go and I talk to the main office, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, it's, we can't really break locks off of storage units. And I'm like, it's still mine right there. Yeah. So I go to the fucking store, I had my manager, Tommy, driving me around, bro, Tommy. And we go to the store, I get a pair of bolt cutters, pop the lock off of it, and it's empty. Someone was going through the storage units and stealing everything. So I lost everything. My grandfather's medals that he went to Hobby Lobby and put inside of a thing, Vietnam license plates, my TV, DVDs, everything gone. Gaming consoles, everything. Everything that I could have used in that apartment was gone. And I could not afford to get any of it. I was even paying insurance on that piece of shit. But because I didn't write down any of the serial numbers, I didn't get a dime. Insurance is a fucking scam. Now talk to me about being rich, motherfucker. You don't know shit.
Waiting for an American to die before...
And you can't afford a house on an income of $67,000. Whenever you have to afford rent, that it in itself is $1,000. And the taxes that I was making from all the forced overtime, they were taking $1,000 away out of my taxes. Out of my checks on taxes. Not to mention the down payment you have to put down on a housing market where everything is $300,000 and above to live in a decent, not even a decent, a rundown dump of a fucking house. Like, not even a fucking, what was that shit called? A duplex house. Like a half house or whatever the fuck that's called. Townhouse. Was getting in upwards of $130,000 to $200,000 a year. And it's not even the cost of the house, it's the interest rate. They were trying to charge 5 and 7% interest rate on somebody. My credit was at 750. Nah, bro, you ain't getting no damn house.
That's unacceptable. The American people deserve better. What really jumps out to me in these recent cases, though, is the behavior of the drones. These drones weren't just flying. They were collecting intel, they were mapping, they were learning. They reportedly entered and exited these base defenses in ways designed to avoid detection, like they were testing security forces and how they respond. That's not random. That's intelligence and reconnaissance doctrine. That's how I was trained. If this were happening overseas, we'd call it pre-operational surveillance. At home, we're still calling it mystery. And that's what really upsets me the most. The bigger issue here is something policymakers don't want to say out loud. Strategically, the offense-defense balance of warfare has flipped. You've got these cheap, scalable drones that are now outperforming billion-dollar defense infrastructure. A swarm that costs less than a pickup truck can force a lockdown of a strategic airbase and disrupt major operations. And that's not just a gap in our defenses. That's a paradigm shift. And it exposes the brutal truth that policymakers need to wake up and understand. We've built these beautiful, exquisite, high-cost platforms for a world where threats were very rare, they were very predictable. If an ICBM from North Korea was fired or a Russian MiG was dispatched from Moscow, we're going to know before the launch. But that's not the reality of today's primary threats. They are asymmetric. They aren't detected by traditional radar. Today's drone threats are cheap, constant.
Well, that's why I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know that our systems are failing us because I've been through it. Shit. I've been through the whole goddamn ringer. That's just
adaptive, and they are
I think it's a beautiful thing when somebody that has no idea what somebody's been through in their life goes into their comments and says something stupid. I don't know, dude. It just irks me a type of way. The least you could do is be logical with what your comment is. Just attacking somebody's character because your ass is getting bombed in a foreign country. Sounds like a you problem. Maybe you shouldn't be advocating for the death of Americans, motherfucker.
Fix it fast.
We're gonna move on from this
here after we did.
Here with us exclusively.
Oh, damn, here we go. I guess they decided to throw whatever bullshit bill that these idiots are making out.
Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
I love that they're crying and bitching and complaining about THS, but they want to defund the DOJ, which is the Department of Homeland Security. Oh, the DHS, I'm sorry. And the thing is that TSA ties into the Department of Homeland Security. So if you cave to the Democrats' demands, you get long lines because they're going to defund they're going to defund TSA, and if you don't give in to their demands, they're going to that part of the government is shut down currently, and there's still long lines. Yet whenever you see ICE videos of them going helping out TSA, there's nobody in the airports. A lot of conflicting information here, huh?
Speaker, what really ticked you off about what was handed to you this morning?
Well, a lot did, and I've made that public. It's the process and it's the substance of what we were sent. Let's make this very clear. House Republicans will have no part in reopening the border and stopping illegal immigration enforcement.
I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you're I don't care if you're blue or red. I don't care if you're a donkey or an elephant. I don't give a fuck if you're green, blue, yellow, purple, orange. Whatever administration is going to keep that border down and shut down and closed. And W to whatever administration is going to get these illegals out of our country.
And that's exactly what this piece of legislation attempts to do. It quite literally, on its face, brings to the dollar amount zero any funding for border security. Look, Chad said it right. It was the big issue in the 2024 election. 78
what's the matter? Your voter base is getting deported, so let me stop.
Million Americans voted for President Donald J. Trump.
Let me stop.
And
well,
the
not
Republican
canceled, suspended, but
Party to
that's
come
different.
in and seal that border, secure that border, and deport dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens. We have done that. The Democrats hate it. Brian, that's the whole thing.
You an American? Alaskan match one? You an American? What third world are you from? You from a third world? Better not be Iranian. You from here? You from America? You live in America? Don't roach out now. Now you done got pulled up. You American? What, nothing? Where'd he go? He roached out. Done roached out, huh? Don't you just love it?
Thing here. They
Don't
want
you just
the
love
border reopened, and they want to protect dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens over American citizens. We can have no part of that. Right. I'm not trying to roll the Senate. I would just correct what Chad said there, just in one way. We're not trying to roll the Senate. We're trying to do the obvious, common sense, moral thing.
No, guys, you don't understand. Iran has those missiles that you've never seen before that are going to magically appear. Man, sure, whatever you say, guys.
That is, keep the government funded for 2 more months so we can sort out the differences between the parties.
Mr. Speaker, the mindset of the
Are you going to really trust? You're going to trust the regime, the IR. You're going to trust a regime that is lower. That not only. Oh, dude, like, oh my God, I can just fucking go on all day. So you want to trust the regime that systematically kills 32,000 people after they shut off the internet. You want to believe a regime that makes a bunch of AI fake videos, posts them onto Twitter to the point where Elon has to step in and suspend accounts because all they're doing is posting fake AI propaganda of the USS Abraham Lincoln getting blown up and some fucking dude on a fucking flying carpet fighting the fucking U.S. Air Force with a fucking genie. You really want to believe that? Like, come on. How could you, like,
As I understand it, is okay, fund everything. Those two things you don't want to fund. We're not going to give you any of the reforms you wanted, which is true. But we're going to find enough, there's enough in the big, beautiful bill to fund both those things, pass an appropriations bill in a month or two, and you're caught up again. That's the Republican mindset from the Senate. What's wrong with that mindset?
Well, the problem is that what they're doing is they're placing the burden on the Republican Party entirely to make sure that we have border security funding and immigration and customs enforcement.
Basement dweller mentality. Third worlder mentality. Enjoy your perma, bitch ass.
Enforcement, because they're going to try to force it into a reconciliation bill. That's a very difficult task. It is a high-risk gamble for us.
Go back and read your communist documents that say that that Western culture is bad and communism's good.
We could do that, and in the meantime,
maybe the 50th or 60th time of reading how America was terrible for what they did with World War II will convince somebody else that, you know, America's bad.
We're still going on.
Be a lot of motherfuckers around this bitch speaking German if it hadn't been for us. Man, America's good. Man, best country in the world. W America. W Donald Trump too, by the way.
In this, we've got to make sure that we take care.
We got to talk about that Trump statue, man. We got to talk about that Trump statue, though.
Take care of ourselves. The Democrats have always been about defunding the police, and that's what they're doing. Customs and Border Patrol, just by one example, that they're not funding here. It's the largest law enforcement agency in America. They keep the borders safe. They protect us from bio threats and terrorists. All sorts of things. They're being unfunded and they're being mistreated. I'll say this, the President Trump, with his great leadership, has stood up to make sure TSA agents are paid immediately. We'll take care of the lines at the airports, but we've got to do the right...
You do realize that Donald Trump, during the government shutdown this past year, not last year, was able to pay the military using a third party? Out of it, like, he used his own, like, phone book to make sure the military got paid. I like it. Man, you may not like him, but damn, is it hard to hate him, huh? But if you still find a way to hate him after he's blowing up terrorists that are making the drafting age to 12, you know, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you just shouldn't try to convert these people. Maybe you should just let natural selection take its course, huh?
And we have to have border security and immigration enforcement. It's essential.
So your plan now is what? What's the House going to do?
Well, in a couple of hours, a little after 10 p.m. tonight, we will pass the clean continuing resolution. Very important, Brian. No partisan gimmicks or tricks here. We didn't add things to it. Just a clean continuation of funding for Department of Homeland Security, 10 agencies beneath it. All those agencies keep Americans safe to make sure we can stay on track. And in those 8 weeks, we will figure this out with Democrats and figure out a couple of reforms or whatever they
America raised their recruiting age to 45. Why don't you go sign up and do something about it? No, I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, this war's gonna be over long before I ever actually get deployed. Not to mention with all the reserves that we have. I don't think I'm gonna. But I will ban you for having You can keep thinking that for whatever reason Americans are, you know,
they need to make sure
boots on the ground in Iran. Which if it comes to boots on the ground, good. They should go through every single domain in Iran and hunt every single one of these terrorist regime members, the IRGC, down and kill them all. That's what they should do. That's exactly what they should do. And if they keep sending out more boats, they should keep putting them at the bottom of the fucking ocean as coral reefs, because that's all they're going to be used for if they send any more Navy boats towards American ships. They're going to become coral reefs for the fish. Trump's doing a great economic thing for the world. He really is. He's fighting back terrorism that screamed death to America, and he's helping out the fishes, boys. God bless America.
Protect the homeland. We have to. It's the most important, most basic function of Congress, and Democrats don't want to do that.
All right, so you're going to look to pass that, a simple majority. Have you talked to Hakeem Jeffries? Is he on board with that, or do I have to even ask that question?
Well, I would assume, I certainly hope that some Democrats come along with us tonight. I'm assuming that they will vote no because, again, they...
Any defunding of the Department of Homeland Security, anybody advocating for the defunding of the Department of Homeland Security needs to be under thorough FBI and CIA investigation. They need to be pulled out of Congress, and they need to be charged with fucking treason. There are two things in this world that America should absolutely not fuck with. Funding the Department of Homeland Security and the military. Whether you like it or not, the reason why we're the greatest country in the world and the reason why America is where it's at is not because of a bunch of illegals that quote unquote built America. It's because we had the biggest and the baddest fucking ass military in the entire goddamn world. That's why. Veterans built this fucking country, not these illegals. Contrary to what they're trying to feed you, it's a fucking lie. And any congressman that doesn't want to realize that and know their fucking place should be pulled and charged with treason. And in my opinion, they should be executed publicly. You want to sit here and commit treason? They should not even fucking hesitate with it. Don't even hesitate with it.
For open borders, and they don't want enforcement. They would keep those departments completely unfunded, and that's what they've demonstrated by their actions and their antics in the Congress. Their actions speak for themselves. The upcoming election, Brian, is a contrast for America between common sense and crazy. And the Democrats give us new exhibits and illustrations every single day of how crazy their policies are, and frankly, how dangerous.
Mr. Speaker, so give us
funding the Department of Homeland Security is a massive threat to the homeland. That means that these people have gotten confident enough in their seats, now that they've moved up from their little third world country, that they're able to sit here and try to defund our Department of Homeland Security. That is a massive problem.
Mechanics of it. So you guys would pass this with a majority and a CR for 60 days. Then you hand it over to the Senate. What does the Senate do with that, and when do they look at it? I heard they left town.
I love that. I love to see that. I love it whenever there are decisions that will alter American lives, and the people that need to make those decisions on whether something will pass are on fucking vacation. I love that. I love, isn't it? There's like, we've got a war ravaging on in Iran, and now we're just sending senators on vacation while we have a bill that can determine if we can keep Homeland Security or not. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Hello? But they want to sit there and tell you how you should think and feel as an American. Fuck you.
Well, a lot of them did leave town, but what will happen is they go back into session. There's a pro forma session on Monday morning, as Chad was explaining, and anybody can make a UC, unanimous consent request, and Leader Thune, they will do that. I talked with them today, and they will hope that it can be passed. If no one objects, then it automatically happens. They don't even have to fly back in town to do that. We take care of the homeland. We take care of those who are serving and sacrificially serving our country, and we do the right thing. And then the parties can haggle over the next few weeks about the details of what remains in Homeland Security. We pray and hope that they'll do that, Brian. There's so much at stake here.
Yeah, excuse my naivety.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not gonna ban this person because I think it's kind of funny. That shit's kind of funny, bro. Willy Wonka wants his Oompa Loompa back. That's kind of funny. Look, you can't, I don't know if you're talking about me or the Tangerine Warlord, Donald Trump. I don't know who you're talking about. But as long as you keep making funny fucking jokes, and as long as they're funny, you can stay, okay? That's the deal. They have to be funny. They have to be funny.
Okay, I'm not like Chad and like you, like an encyclopedia with this. But so you bring it over to the Senate, and you'll say, I need one person to accept it. But if a Democrat shows up and says, I don't accept it, we're back to ground zero, right?
We are, and that hot potato is in the lap of the Senate again because Democrats are being obstructionists. I mean, that's clearly what's at stake here. And we cannot allow them to pick and choose which federal employees they favor and which they disfavor. And that's what they're trying to do, break out this appropriations and prevent the basic law enforcement function of these two critical agencies that keep everybody safe.
So Chuck Schumer, who's fighting for his political life, says this: "We've been clear from day one, Democrats will not give a blank check to Trump's lawless and deadly immigration militia." I assume he means ICE. I don't know why he's getting away with language like this without reforms. A 60-day CR that locks in the status quo is dead.
I saw an article a couple days ago, or yesterday or whenever, that said that ICE admitted to falsifying documents to make arrests. ICE. That's what happens whenever you don't give these men records in your state, and you just expect them to know where the last time these people were. I don't care. Get them out. If you're illegal and they catch you, like, that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people understand. If you ain't got nothing to hide, then why are you so combative with them? Again, I'm the same person that wants them to mobilize the military and the National Guard and go through every street corner of America and every house in America and get the, like, I would be offering these men water. They come to my fucking place, dude. I've thought about exactly what I'd do. I'd be like, yo, y'all want something to eat? What do y'all need? Y'all want water? What do y'all want? Y'all need to come in and check the crib out? Sure, go for it, man. I don't give a fuck. We got some games. You want to do 2v2? Like, these people are patriots, man. What are y'all doing? You trying to push back on military officials, FBI agents, and police officers acting like you're for Americans? The minute I hear defund the police, I immediately think to myself, anybody advocating for that and anybody that thinks that's good for their community is brain dead and they shouldn't be allowed to vote, period. You're stupid. You're too dumb for your ability to vote to be like a thing. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. That you should go to the ballot box and they should have like a questionnaire, and one of the questions should be, if you agree with defunding the police, there should be like a shredder underneath it, and whenever you walk out and you hear the shredder going and then you walk out, you should get a sticker that says, I attempted to vote. That's what you deserve. And you should be forced to wear that on your shirt. It should adhere to the shirt like it's glue. Like 100%. You get your participation award. Now go away.
Rival in the Senate, and Republicans know it.
This is the nonsense that has made Chuck Schumer, politically speaking, a dead leader walking, okay? I mean, that's the reason he's in jeopardy. They have the lowest public approval rating in the history of polling. They're negative.
And I love that they're trying to blame everybody but their own fucking people. They're actively going against Americans, and their approval ratings are plummeting. What are y'all doing?
55% with voters overall, and among independent voters, Democrats in Congress are negative 60% approval rating. It's because
damn, bro. If you negative 60, I'm sorry, if you negative 60% approval, you just need to go to jail. Like, just go to jail. Just go away.
Against public opinion. Everybody understands the necessity of border security.
Bro, they are so lost in the sauce, it's not even funny.
These Democrats want that border open wide again. That's what they did for 4 years under Biden and Harris, and that's what they would do again. That's what their bill that they sent to us last night literally does. I want everybody to Google it. Look at page 2, the section 4. When it explains in layman's terms what's in the bill, it literally says we will give $0 to Customs and Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. We can't do that.
Right. And I think it's important. You already spoke to President Trump, I know. But I think people should know at home that TSA agents are getting paid, but the people in the back offices, support staff, are not getting paid. And they're not getting paid.
At Wyatt. Right here. is too scared to talk to me. Not a single 3-letter agency you're currently glazing gives a single fuck about you and your other citizen, any other citizen. We should all be disgusted with how our government treats us. I pray you keep thinking. Let's see. Hold on. There's probably a fucking laundry list here, isn't there? God damn it. I pray you keep talking about how you're wrong. I can see it in your eyes. I know that's why you won't debate with me. I'm not debating with anybody. I'm a reaction channel that just gives opinions and views. I'm hoping that people will go off and find their own. I'm reacting to Fox News. I'm reacting to Asmongold. I'm not saying they're 100% right. I am using my critical thinking skills to come to a conclusion based on everything that I've seen. And any time that I pull somebody up and ask them where they get their opinions from, usually they roach the fuck out. But by all means, if you know something I don't, let me know so I can cover it. Is there something that you're going to tell me that's going to change my view? Don't tell me that you've been chirping all morning and now that I pulled you up, you're going to roach out. Got other people in the chat talking about you, and now what? You know why? Because there is no neutral news. What neutral news are you talking about? On a promo? Permo? Huh, yeah, you might get a permo. Last time I checked, CNN hates Trump, MSNBC hates Trump, or you could watch Fox News and they're all for everything. At least whenever I react to Fox News, I don't have to worry about catching a community guideline strike because they don't agree with my opinion. Because they agree with everything they're saying I agree with. I'm not doing a fucking debate. What is it with these people trying to do these weird ass debates? To your reactions and challenge your critical thinking, which you can do that. If that's what you want, if you want to react to my reactions and give your own thoughts to it, do it. That's what it's like being in America. American using your American right. I don't care. I don't want to debate people. I don't like talking to people. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm the same way. I'm almost a fucking exactly like Asmongold did. I don't like going out. I don't like doing shit. I don't like talking to people. I don't like doing that. If you want to grab all my videos and do a reaction of a reaction of reaction and put like 7 cameras on there from fucking 7 other people, I don't care. Do it. You'll never have to worry about me striking your shit because I don't agree with that. Go for it, man. Do whatever you want. You can, as long as you don't threaten violence or advocate for violence, you can criticize my whatever I say. I don't care. Go for it. I'm genuinely like, if that's what you want to do, then go for it. Ha! And you're a traitor and you're being banned. Like that's my only thing. Just don't advocate for violence on either side. Now, if you're talking about Iran terrorists, that's a little different, but
again, because they didn't get paid in the fall, and they had nothing to do with this. No one's going to want to work for the government, Mr. Speaker, because you're not making $1 million, but you had security. Now you don't even have security.
That's a serious problem. This is the second longest shutdown in U.S. history that they have just foisted upon us. Second only to the longest shutdown, which Chuck Schumer and the Democrats put upon us last fall.
No, but the IRGC are terrorists. Iranians are not terrorists, but the IRGC and the Supreme Leader's entire regime is terrorist organization.
Half of the fiscal year so far, DHS employees and
it sucks that the Iranian people are caught up in this fucking trash too.
ICE and CBP, they haven't had a paycheck. TSA agents, they haven't had a paycheck for half the fiscal year.
That sucks, by the way. Not having a paycheck like that sucks.
We're back with the latest on Operation Epic Fury. At least 12 American service members are hurt after an Iranian missile and drone attack at this airbase in Saudi Arabia. Our senior foreign correspondent, Mike Tobin, is in Tel Aviv, where sirens were sounding just moments ago. Mike, what can you tell us?
Well, we had the missile alerts coming into this part of the country, but it looks like the impacts or interceptions are all going to happen to the east and south of where we are right now. But I want to update you on a couple things. Marco Rubio has
For someone who uses critical thinking, you sure don't think critically. The fuck? Man, you better be careful, man. You saying some stupid shit. Oh, this must be a third worlder. I'm just gonna perma you. I'm just gonna perma you. You're somebody that's just a generational disagreeer. I'm just gonna perma you.
reportedly told
I don't even want to deal with that.
ministers that this war is going to go longer than
if you want to see me fighting all that nonsense, pull up prior streams. I've pulled up so many people that are like, but America started it. I've given my opinion on that. Go watch the fucking streams. I've done so many fucking comments like that. It's the same shit. It's like you delete them and they just keep respawning. I don't get it. I don't get it.
President projected. Axios is reporting through anonymous
God
sources
damn,
that the U.S. Secretary...
It's so tiring and mentally draining to have to sit there and go through the same thing over and over, and it's always the same mentality too, and we get nowhere.
State told other foreign ministers, we just heard an impact in the background there that could have been an interception, but the U.S. Secretary of State told other foreign ministers gathered in France that the war could last another 2 to 4 weeks. He also said there are communications between the U.S. and Iran, but they're happening through a third party. He said the U.S. can handle reopening the Strait of Hormuz alone, but will want allies to help patrol the waterway when the war is over. On Friday, the U.S. Secretary of State said U.S. objectives.
Just so you're aware, I'm gonna ban you. I'm 31 years old. I was a firefighter. I've saved people's lives. I was a United States Postal Service driver. I was a rural carrier. I've been a school bus driver. What have you done for your community in America that makes you think that you can sit here and actively disagree with America? Have you ran into burning buildings? Have you saved people's lives? Have you served in the military? What have you done for your community besides sit behind a camera and try to pick at somebody that wants nothing to do with you? It sounds to me like you need to find some better content. Because I live here, you just said that's why America is... Yeah, it is. America is fucking awesome. It's an amazing place. It's because of America and our veterans that built this country that you can sit here in my chat and have an opposing political view. I told you not to say stupid shit. Don't call people names. You ain't got to do that. I'm not familiar with your other streams. Enlighten me on how we did not start a war to line the Trump family pockets. Well, I can tell you how. Whenever you have a terrorist regime, the IRGC and the Ayatollah, taking money from their own citizens after they systematically, well, actually before that, they've been doing it for 47 years, and sending money by proxy to all these terrorist regimes all over the Middle East. How about that? What about whenever they scream death to America, these terrorist regimes, and kill American soldiers and random Americans? What about whenever America attacked them, and so did Israel, and they immediately bombed a bunch of fucking public places all over the Middle East? What about the fact that they have a 12-year-old fucking draft limit on their people now? How do you think it feels to have your child ripped out of your fucking arms at the age of 12 and sent off to die in a war for a terroristic regime that systematically rapes women because of a fucking a culture that goes on a religion that says that if you don't get married and fucking live with the adult that takes your virginity, then you go to hell. They take these women with fucked up facial things, like they're fucking hijabs. They put them in jail, they rape them and kill them, so they go to hell. But none of you motherfuckers want to bring any of that up, right? What about all the American money that's had to be hemorrhaged on this fucking bullshit for 47 years? We've sent these motherfucking terrorists money to get our own soldiers back. And when we finally get our soldiers back, those terrorist scumbags make the soldiers kiss them on the fucking head. What about that? What about the underage marriages that are happening all over Iran that are celebrated? What about that? What about the systematic genocide of 32,000 people prior to this event? Where were y'all whenever that was happening? I didn't see a single one of y'all motherfuckers saying a goddamn fucking thing about that. They had to turn off the internet because people were riding around on ATVs and vehicles, mowing down crowds of peaceful protesters, scribbling Trump's names on the wall. Where were y'all then? You know who was covering that? Fox News. Fox News was covering that. You know who was covering that prior? Asmongold. Because he had Iranian people in his comments. That's why. Where were y'all when they needed help? They're all dead now. Now you act like you care? Bro, I don't give a fuck what you think. All I know is that you getting this ban because you calling me a boy. And if you don't like it, cry about it. Too bad. There's your debate, bitch ass.
Objectives in Iran are being met.
Here, I got something specifically for that. I got something specifically for that mentality that would rather die on an ideology hill than do the right thing. Here, I've got this video specifically for that mentality. You get no sympathy from me when you advocate for underage fucking soldiers, brother. You get nothing. I got something just for you. Oh, this is the wrong one? Hold on, that's the liked videos. Right here. Oh no, do they take it down? Oh no, here it is, right here. Boom. There you go.
Someone I know who doesn't believe.
There you go. W. Neil deGrasse Tyson, by the way, innovator of our time, along with Elon.
Went to the moon. So I said, what kind of evidence would convince you? He said, images of the landing site of the Apollo missions. So I said, okay, here's a website where we sent an orbiter to the moon so that it was close enough, because ground-based telescopes, they don't have the resolution to see the landing sites. But if you get close enough to the moon, you can. It photographed the entire surface of the moon, and there were the landing sites, and you saw the rover tracks, the base for the lunar module. That night, he went home and found it. Then he came back and says, NASA could have faked that. Well, I'm done with you. We have no more to talk about. Because he's not ready to be convinced.
There you go. There you go. Problem solved. There you go.
When we are done, Iran was already weak. When we are done with them here in the next couple weeks, they will be weaker than they've been in recent.
By the way, sub to the channel, like the channel. We're here every day. I'm not going anywhere. And if, for whatever reason, I do catch any kind of weird stuff on YouTube, I also stream every day to Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. I do all the editing for this channel myself. And I upload to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Rumble and YouTube Shorts. So if you ever miss anything, that's okay. The streams are always up, and if they're not on YouTube, they're on every other platform.
And they will not be able to hide behind those weapons.
So please sub to the channel and keep watching, boys, because we do this every day.
Out and get a nuclear weapon, which would be crazy.
12 U.S. service members are injured, 2 of them seriously. This after an Iranian attack on the U.S. Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. A KC-135 mid-air refueler was hit and caught on fire. The attack involved drones and missiles from Iran. The Houthis are off the sidelines. For the first time in this stage of the war, the Houthis have fired at Israel. Israel intercepted a missile headed in the direction of their nuclear research facility in southern Israel. That area was struck by 2 Iranian missiles last week. 2 ballistic missiles with 1,000-pound warheads got through the air defenses. They struck residential areas in the towns Arad and Dimona. Almost 200 people were injured. The nuclear research facility was not impacted. We did hear what just sounds like it was another interception in this general area. And we know with this latest missile attack, there were a number of targets all over the nation of Israel.
I just love that people get down in the comments and they're like, America's not the best country in the world. If you're in the UK and you say something bad about a political person that doesn't even advocate for death or violence, you have the police knocking at your door and arresting you. You realize that in the UK, they're being invaded by all those illegals that are raping their people, and they're not getting arrested, but the minute you make a post about how it's a problem, you get arrested. You understand that having an opposing political view in this country is what, and not being arrested or killed, like what happens in Iran or China or Russia, is what makes this the best country in the world. These people don't care about their ideology. They want death to Western culture. That's what they want. You're never going to say anything to these people that are going to make them want to change their viewpoint, because they don't care about a viewpoint. They want to end Western culture. And it blows my mind that a trans person, or for that matter, a person of color, thinks that, and this has happened quite a bit only with the people that are like cuckoo, is that they think that every other culture in the world is going to put up with them getting misgendered in a GameStop and then trying to break the stuff. And you know what happens in Iran? If it comes to find out that you're either gay or you're some other, like, anything, they kill you. They kill you. That's what they do. Like, it is the best country in the world. It's because of the privilege you've been given, that you can sit in that chair on an opposing side and have a disagreement. Because any other country, they would round you up and actually kill you.
In this latest attack, and we know that at least one missile was headed in the direction of southern Israel, where the Negev nuclear research facility is located. No word right now on any impact or any injuries. Guys, back to you.
All right, Mike Tubman, live for us in Tel Aviv. Mike, thank you very much.
If you want my opinion, I don't think we put enough in military. I think we should give them more, along with the ICE. And ICE needs to be even more aggressive.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon reportedly considering deploying 10,000 more troops to the Middle East after President Trump puts a pause on the strikes against Iran's main energy infrastructures while signaling that the end is near. Listen.
We have another 3,554 targets left, and that'll be done pretty quickly. And then, at some point, we're going to have to determine what we do. But they've never seen anything like it. So I think we have regime change already, but
Elon Musk was a foreigner, you're right. Listing, that's third world mentality. Huh? He is a grown man. Oh, what's your problem? Imagine defending. What the fuck, dude? You can't. Don't say that. Yeah, it wouldn't take much.
At some point, we'll be leaving.
We just don't want to do it. That's the reason why we're dragging our feet. We don't want to put boots on the ground. That's honestly what's going on. We just don't want to do it.
So
I still think that Trump should just get the courage to do it, honestly.
Former Naval Intelligence Officer Captain Todd Sawhill. Captain, thank you for joining us. Help square for us the fact that we just heard Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying that this is about 2 to 4 weeks left, but yet reports of 10,000 more troops being sent to the region after we already know the 82nd Airborne on their way. And then, of course, that Marine 31st MEU is on its way.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I think the movement of the ground forces and the enablers, and as you mentioned, particularly the Boxer and the Tripoli Amphibious Ready Groups and the Marine Expeditionary Units, plus the elements of the 82nd, really center around making sure the president has maximum options should he decide the ground operations in any part of Iran are necessary. And before I just list off all the key islands, I don't necessarily want to focus on that because I don't want to telegraph what we may or may not do, because really that's at the decision-making level for the President and the Secretary of Defense. But beyond holding territory at risk, those forces could also be used for internal security in and around the bases in the region, as well as
Why are you watching state regime media? Where the fuck do these people come from? If I could, like YouTube should make it to where you can see people's residency, not like where they live specifically, but what country they're from, like what is happening on Twitter. And what should happen is that you can ban people from certain countries. Trent guy looks cool. I am compared. Where did I see that guy? There was somebody else. There was somebody else that I wanted to pull up. Didn't Trump say we weren't going to war? Must be Middle Eastern people. It has to be, dude. It has to be. Crater been to boot camp. Have you, content creator, been to boot camp? I have, actually. Whenever you go to college to be a firefighter, it's paramilitary. So they put you through boot camp. It sucks. But at least I'm not a third worlder. You need deported. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Get your stupid Jason has Baathist Republicans to pay TSA crimes, Saddam. Oh, dude, what the fuck is that? What is that? Saddam Hassan Trump? What the fuck are you even saying, guy? Holy shit. He pale. Did I hear that right? Powder happy, he pale. Did I hear that right? Oh, yeah, no. It is. It's my freedom. That's the best part about it. You see, we live in a free country, but on this channel, when you make dumbass comments, I turn it into a dictatorship. And if you don't like it, cry about it, because there's nothing you can do about it.
potentially rage for the nuclear material should President determine that's the only way to retrieve it, because we're currently at such loggerheads on the conditions for cessation between the U.S. and Iran. So ultimately, it's all about options as we continue to really set
I ain't going nowhere. We here every day now. This is my first weekend going back to streaming on the weekend. I'm going to keep doing it too. We're going to be sub to the channel, like the streams, do all that good stuff. Every little bit helps, y'all. Hit that membership up. We got a channel membership. You don't have to hit it up, but if you do, massive W.
Conditions.
All you got to do is show up, and if you're too scared to sub and like the channel, don't feel bad. Just show up and keep watching. I know what it's like to be alienated by friends and family because of a political viewpoint. It's okay. Don't feel bad. It's okay.
The missile, drone, and air-to-ground forces that have been significantly degraded over the last 3 weeks.
Just keep in mind, while they're threatening you and alienating you and making you feel like shit, there's a lot of people that think like you do. And that's the reason why Trump won the silent majority. And that's why, unfortunately, I never thought I'd say this, the Republicans will keep winning the silent majority because they're basing their policies on things that Americans want. I say that because my philosophy growing up and my mom's philosophy was, we'll never be rich enough to vote Republican. Now it seems to be flipped, which is crazy to think.
You really put your finger on an important point, and that is the loggerhead. We can show you the comparison of what the U.S.
It was either we're too poor to vote Republican or we're not rich enough to vote Republican. That was what we would always say.
Versus what Iran is trying to say. Now, the U.S., of course, wants dismantlement of Iran's entire nuclear program and facilities, zero nuclear enrichment, missile constraints, and, of course, the Strait of Hormuz must have free passage. They want an end to Iran's proxy support. That's like the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas. Now, Iran, on the flip side, wants guarantee no further attacks, full sanctions, relief, war compensation.
No. Fuck no. Bomb the shit out of them. Turn their fucking bases into glass. Fuck no. No.
Payment system for the Strait of Hormuz, which would give them more control, by the way, than they already have.
Last time I checked, that is not a how the fuck did he say that? It was a unconditional surrender. That doesn't seem like an unconditional surrender. Drop bigger bombs. Clearly, the message isn't getting through.
In removal of regional U.S. bases, it doesn't appear in any scenario that an agreement's going to come over this.
As of right now, I think their goals are almost mutually exclusive. We've made it really clear that we want stability, no nuclear capability whatsoever, and an end to their power projection capability that holds both our forces and the GCC partners at risk.
That's right. Total victory and annihilation of this regime is the only outcome we should be seeking from this. Period. Anything less than that is a failure and a waste of fucking time. Trump, don't let me down. Don't you do it.
Has made it clear that they're going for regime change to the maximum extent, but they have their front that's now open in Lebanon. And we're at odds on how to make that end as well. Iran seems to be fighting, like I had mentioned.
Not? Game and Wade's really not popping up on their Rumble, huh? That's kind of crazy. I hate it whenever my headphones hit the microphone. Sorry about that, y'all. It should be Game and Wade. I don't know. If it's not popping up, then that means they probably already got my ass shadow banned. I did just make the account as well, though. I made it like not even 2 weeks ago. So it could be that as well. I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's weird. Damn, that bitch really had 114. I'm going to have to stream more often on the weekend.
In a previous interview, a total war. They're completely committed to this while we're still in certain cases limited. And if you look at what's happened over the last 48 hours, the death of someone like Admiral Ali Reza Tangsiri, he's no Soleimani. They have got a very next man up.
I know, right? Dude, some of the shit that Infidel says, dude, I'd be over here. I'd just be grinning up a storm. When I was like, dude, you got to stick around. He's funny. That man is funny, man.
Attitude about this. So they are going to look at opportunities to exercise asymmetric warfare. We've already seen increase in cyber. Their proxies may get pulled in, as just referenced from Israel. The Houthis appear to have entered the fight over the last 24 hours, and they've been quiet until now. And that adds another dimension with what they could do with Bab el-Mandeb.
Yeah, that's right.
No big surprise, the fucking terrorist regime is helping out a civilization of, not a civilization, a group of people that have occupied a country and are sending all of their money towards terrorist regimes. Wow. That's crazy. Who would have thought that? Man, damn, news to me.
Deb is an issue that we may be talking about. We'll see what happens. Captain.
Oh, but they're not linked. They're not linked by proxy. Iran would never do that. No! Oh! Bro, get the fuck out of here. Acting like I'm stupid.
Sawhill, thank you
If
very
that's
much.
the case, then why are they helping them? Dun, da, da, da.
For your insight.
Thanks, guys.
Still being validated to this day. What is going on with Tiger Woods? What is this?
Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment. Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused, and so he's been charged with DUI.
Damn, so I guess he, okay. So it wasn't alcohol, it was some form of drug?
Damage and refusal.
Bro just can't stay on the straight path, huh?
To submit to a lawful test. They believed from on scene that he was not impaired on alcohol. They believed it was some type of medication or drug.
All right, well, that's a Florida sheriff who's detailing the rollover car crash involving
Oh, he got into a car crash. Oh, yeah, no, put this dude in jail forever. I don't give a fuck. Put him in jail forever. You get behind the wheel and you roll over. Just imagine if he had hit a family and killed them. Nah, dude, put this motherfucker in jail forever. Nah, absolutely not. Zero tolerance. Jail forever.
It's the latest.
Work camps for all.
String of troubling incidents for the golf legend over the last 16 years.
You get a prison sentence, and you get a prison sentence, and you get a prison sentence. Everyone gets a fucking prison sentence that does something illegal.
Former PGA golfer Mark Lyde joins us now to react. Mark, good to see you this morning.
It's crazy to me how some of these people try to defend these people that do this bad shit. I'm 31 years old. I've never been arrested. I've never been arrested, bro. How's it? You know what a cheat code to life is? Stop breaking the fucking law. If somebody with a gun, like a police officer, or for that matter, a criminal, tells you to get out of the car, maybe you should just get the fuck out of the car. It's like no self-preservation whatsoever.
A tragic situation on one hand. On the other hand, a repeated situation. How do you read this, especially in relation to Tiger's role with professional golf and kind of the way that he's held up by so many?
Well, it's just a weird situation to me.
I think that it's a damn good thing that the legalization of marijuana is coming around. It's healthier. I mean, it's better than smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. I mean, let's be honest here. Like, out of all the things that you could be doing, marijuana is probably the safest one out of those two. I think it's a damn good thing that marijuana has become legalized. But the people that broke the law whenever it was illegal should stay in prison. You know why? Because they broke the fucking law. At the end of the day, it may be legal now, but it wasn't illegal whenever you decided to go out and break the law. Sucks to suck. Maybe don't break the law. Don't break the law, and then you could have become a billionaire by opening up a fucking dispensary, but instead you decided to break the law. So,
like the tour for 20 years
Rot in
and been
jail.
broadcasting for 25. I just wonder when enough is enough. You know, the game that we all play and we love takes so much discipline, mentally, physically, everything, spiritually. And when I see
I
how
don't give a flying fuck about any of that. If the dude was fucking high as shit, he rolled over his car, put his ass in jail. I don't care. Oh, golf is so hard. Oh, life is hard. Deal with it. Don't drive and do drugs, dumbass.
good Tiger was, I got to follow him 10 tournaments in 1 year. And I basically said, this guy's the gift to
Bro,
golf.
multi-millionaire sitting there rolling his car over because he can't stay out of trouble. Bruh, don't talk to me about how hard a sport is. Fuck off.
You know?
He's not a football player. Them boys got it way worse.
Since he has retired or semi-retired, I'm just
Bro
wondering
has to stand in one spot and do this motion all day. Come on now.
that discipline that he's learned to convey on the golf course is going to take hold in his personal life. Obviously, he's got demons going on.
And they're trying to tell me golf is hard. What the fuck?
But there has to be some accountability. And I don't think in the past, guys, that
I mean, sure, it takes a lot of skill. Okay, sure. But it is not that physically demanding.
held accountable. And that's,
Oh, but he has to stand out in the sun all day. So do lawnmowers. Get over it. Jesus.
a big problem in our country, not only in sports.
You think the guy making sure the green isn't clean has to have a hard time when his lawnmower breaks down?
But there's no accountability there. He just keeps getting away from things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'm
and he's going to keep doing it too. The longer you let these people that have this like wealthy lifestyle and hire up like anything or women and other people get away with it, they're just going to keep doing it. Hold them accountable. Make the punishment not worth the effort it takes.
I'm bad for him, but I don't like sugarcoating things. And the way I look at it, there's got to be some sort of
There's
punishment.
two things that they need to change in law. Anytime you take off from a police and you do a high-speed chase, every single time you fly through an intersection needs to be an attempted murder charge. And it's the same thing with alcohol or drug use, DUI, whenever you're under the influence and a cop sees you going through an intersection and they find out that you blew a breathalyzer that showed that you were drunk or that you took drugs and they figure that out, immediate, instantaneous attempted murder charge for each intersection they catch you going through too. Non-negotiable.
Or withdrawal or some sort of suspension from the game. That's
If
my
you
take.
want to get out there and do bad shit, if you want to ruin your own life, you want to end up getting yourself killed doing something stupid like this, do it at home. Stay off the goddamn road. I've been to too many car crashes where somebody was being fucking I can't say that word. YouTube, the eye of Sauron YouTube is watching me. I can't say that word. Being stupid because they didn't want to stay home and they decided to drive. I've scraped too many people up off the fucking road. Enough.
You make such a great point. Accountability, whether it's in politics or with celebrities or even with our own kids, it's really important. Right. And there is a lesson. I mean, he is a superstar. People look up to him, and people, whether he likes it or not, it is a bad example. To be fair, though, he was not. He was not drunk driving. I mean, they gave him a breathalyzer test. It was not alcohol. He's clearly on some pain medications, and he's suffering from that. Although, as we've been saying all morning,
damn, bro, they don't fuck around in Belgium. If you blow a 0.05, you immediately get your license suspended. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Immediate license suspension occurs from 0.35 mg/L. Exhaled breath alcohol, formerly zero. It was originally 0.50. The penalty escalates from fines minimum of, I don't know what that, 137 euros to 1,260 euros to criminal charges, significant driving bans, and mandatory interlock device. Belgium. That's what I'm talking about. Crack down on this.
he's loaded. He's got tons of money. Why doesn't he have a driver if he knows he has this problem?
Yeah, why the fuck, like...
Well, I'll just be honest with you. The guy's pretty cheap.
Oh, really?
Somebody offered to drive him for $100,000. He said, "No, that's way too much." That's some of my sources. I kind of know too much sometimes.
That might
anyway,
be a bigger problem.
Rachel, you bring up an important point. The legacy thing is what we're concerned with now. I mean, with Charlie.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell it didn't go. Why they changed it from under oath? Like, you're not driving, especially in Texas. They tell you. Driving is a privilege. It is not a necessity. They say that straight out of the gate when you take the like computer program stuff that you have to pass. They're like, driving in Texas is not a necessity. It's a privilege. In the state of Texas, you will not. And then they give you like the fucking laundry list of shit, and then they quiz you on it.
His daughter and his son. That's what it's all about now. And is this the legacy that you want to leave? Because 25 years of great golf can be erased in a heartbeat. And I just feel really blessed for him that there wasn't injury or fatality.
No, there is no excuse. No, absolutely not. That's why they should crack down on this harshly. I'm sorry, but the excuse well, I SA'd somebody because I was under the influence of alcohol is bullshit. It's bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. It is. Oh, I got behind the wheel and killed a family. It's bullshit. I don't give a fuck. You got behind that wheel, you need to get behind them bars now, bitch. There is no excuse. Period.
Or something of that weight. But yeah, we all feel bad for Tiger, but you know something, there's got to be accountability, and it's got to happen pretty soon. The PGA Tour, you know, he's one of the higher ups now. They're paying him over $20 million a year for the position that he's in.
Right.
I don't know. There seems to be.
Hold on. I gotta let the chat catch up. Yeah, let the chat. Gotta let the chat catch up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We got an original thinker in chat. Hold on. Just a shit driver of Villas. To get off the hoodie and the robe off, you need to get into an outfit that doesn't look like you roll out of bed, and don't put pants on. I have pants on. That's rude. Trying to attack my coziness? That's just rude, man. Oh, we got a generational. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, man. What's crazy is because that wasn't even the guy I was trying to find. You getting away right now. Keep saying stupid shit, you might get it. Boy, go work out, son. He ran off. Where'd that guy go? Not illegal or morally. Uncle Texas driver Texas drivers do have a reputation. They're aggressive as fuck. Whenever I drove motorcycle on the roadway, I fucking hated it, bro. I hated it. They are so fucking aggressive. Is a privilege, not a right. That's right, thank you. Driving is a privilege, not a right. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. I can prove it, man. Let's see. You're like 10 years. Here it is. Here it is. Here he is. Damn. Why is it so hard to find? You're like 10 years old, real easy to speak without experience. You pedantic? The fuck is that word? Child? I'm 31. You know what's crazy? A little fun fact is I can't drink alcohol. I can't drink it, period. Because I actually have an allergy to it. It makes my body and my muscles lock up. Like, I'm talking like intense schizo levels of pain. I've had shingles before, bruh. This shit hurts. But I love it whenever people say you don't know what you're... I have a CDL license from driving school bus. They were going to make me drive the fire truck whenever I was a firefighter. I was like, all I had to do was take the test, but I ended up leaving before that. Like,
The morals clause and
I think I have a little bit more experience than you want to think.
As professional athletes.
Hate to break it to you, but I'm 31 and I have a life, yo. I have a life.
And if they don't come down on him, I think, you know, it's like
Instead of attacking my character, maybe you should attack the argument.
gonna escape again.
A sad story, Mark. Thank you for your insight, and we'll see where it goes. Ultimately,
I know where it needs to go. Put him in jail. Put him in a work camp. Make him work. Debank him. Take all his money. Keep him in jail forever. Problem solved. Don't have to ever worry about it again. That's how you solve that. Why is it so hard not to break the law? I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's crazy to me. That shit hell of expensive to renew as well. Whenever I got my license renewed, that shit was like almost $200. It was hella expensive.
Well, let's get to...
I could drop the endorsement, but I'm not gonna. Because I can drive RVs with it. Might invest in an RV one day, who knows?
President Vance is holding the very first meeting of the new White House Anti-Fraud Task Force. Watch.
Let's go, Vance. Get them bitches. Yo, W. Nick Shirley, L. Tim Walz. Get them out.
We think fraud has been a problem for a long time. It became a massive, massive problem under the Biden administration. We're going to do a number of things. First of all, we're going to turn back on those anti-fraud protections so that all of these cabinet officials are looking at what's going on and focusing on it. This is not just theft of the American people's money. This is also theft of critical services that the American people rely on.
Now, Vance is leading this task force, working with Federal Trade Commissioner Chair Andrew Ferguson and Senior Advisor Stephen Miller. Miller saying this about rampant fraud in our welfare system.
I think what's important for Americans to understand about how pervasive and widespread the fraud.
I mean, I'm not gay. I have a fiance and she's a woman last time I checked. But I mean, cool. Gaming, that's funny. Gaming wad. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. I think that's kind of funny. That's a clever one. I like that. I do. I think that's kind of funny.
Is that all of our systems were set up and established for a high trust society.
You like, what are you trying to do? Like, you think I'm going to get mad? I don't care. I fucking care. Care what you do that. If you, like I said, if you're going to call someone a name, at least be funny with it. That's all I'm asking. Don't be a dick. That's all there is to it.
I think that most citizens...
And I do preach, do as I say, don't do as I do. I can call them names. You don't do that. Y'all don't do that. Let me do that.
Probably assume that there's some verification process that takes place for the receipt of most federal benefits. The reality is that there is not. This is particularly true in blue states.
Friday's task force meeting is the first in a series of meetings focused on rooting out fraud. Here to discuss is Saturday in America anchor and that Floridian we were talking about, Kaylee McEnany. Good to have you this morning.
Good to be here, Brian.
All right, so we got the task force. Yep. I'm not a huge fan of task forces because they seem like they don't get a lot done most of the time, but...
I mean, Doge did a pretty crazy job. I mean... I wish Doge was still there.
President is talking about.
It's kind of crazy. We had the richest man in the world working in our government. You know, what better way to make sure your government's going to run smoothly than to trust the man that became the richest man in the world? I would trust that he's good with finances. I could say that, yeah. Yeah.
Prosecution and clawing money back, and that sounds good to me.
I'm a big fan of this task force because Vice President J.D. Vance is on it, Stephen Miller's on it, Andrew Ferguson, you have pit bulls. I'm a fan of this task force because I have the memo here.
Hey, sometimes you got to turn the marks into cons. I think, and here's what I think, I guarantee you a lot of people would be dumping this ideology if you could call ICE and have them arrest illegals in your neighborhood. If you see your neighbor and you know that for a fact they're illegal and you call and ICE comes and picks them up and you get $1,000 per person, all that moral bullshit, that go out the window real quick. I promise you. And then here's what you could do. You could have, because they already get $1,000 if they self-deport. But what if you had some of these illegals trying to, like bounty hunter style system, go and catch other illegals instead of using that money to deport themselves? That they could just put that money back into the government, and they can use their ability that, you know, every time they catch somebody that gets deported, it adds to like a ticker that allows them to get their citizenship. I'd be all for that. Let's go. Like, shit. We can call it the immigration games. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it.
And it says, first, the government must prosecute fraudsters. That is the overwhelming priority. And Stephen Miller put this into perspective. The memo says there could be more than $250 billion in fraud. Why does this matter? Stephen Miller said, what if you are a lineman in Florida? Imagine that.
Remember, boys, it's a whole different ballgame when it's time to pay rent. You know what I'm saying?
Who goes out after hurricanes, works your tail off, works multiple shifts in a row. You work hard for your money. And then you look over and there's a Somali citizen who got here maybe 2 months ago, and is
that literally had it all handed to them. They sitting in a multi-million-dollar mansion. They getting all these that they're claiming as a fucking daycare. They sitting in there with a nice brand spanking new $300,000-$400,000 luxury vehicle. Up in there living your American dream while they're shoving their dick right up your ass, taking all your taxpayer money, boys. Woo! Don't that just make you feel real good? Hot damn!
driving a Mercedes. That is why this matters. The hardworking people, it's a zero-sum game. You're a hardworking taxpayer.
And you wonder why so many people are pissed right now, bruh.
That lineman's tax dollar goes to funding the Mercedes for the Somali fraudster in Minnesota.
Thank you, Fox News. Thank you. At least somebody in legacy media has their fucking head screwed on right. It's a miracle. I swear to God, why is so many people scared to say this? It's obviously what's going on. Everyone can see it.
Worse, I think the money's going to Somalia. I mean, it's
a portion of it absolutely is. Obviously. I mean, that's why you've got those planes and those former security and supervisors saying that they were going in there with millions of dollars in suitcases and sending it to Somalia. Duh. Of course they are.
Crazy, hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. And you're right. This is probably one of the most important task forces we can absolutely get behind. And you're right.
Think about it this way. Think about it this way. When was the last time you were able to go to a water park and not have to wait in line? When was the last time you were able to go into a neighborhood and look around at the houses and not see a reasonably priced house that's decent 3-bedroom, 2-bath house? When was the last time you looked at your taxpayer money and realized that it was going to something you wanted? Whenever you've got somebody that doesn't even do anything, they come to America, they get bussed in, given free housing, given health care, free health care, given free money, and then you get told that it's because you're not working hard enough. No, bro, it's because the game's rigged against you. Why would you play a game that's rigged and built for you to fail? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to choose option C. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You want to sit here and take $1,000? I was a first responder running into burning buildings. And you were taking $1,000 out of my paycheck. $1,000. I was working 48 hours straight and having one day off, and you're taking $1,000 out of my paycheck that I risked my life for and sending it to this? No. No. You're never gonna convince Americans this is okay. You'll convince the stupid ass ones. You'll pay a lot of them too, but you're never gonna convince a patriot.
People are on that task force.
Terror organizations in Somalia, to make it worse.
Yeah.
We've covered the bulk cash transports that they have found in Minnesota. So of all the airports in the world, JFK, these huge, massive airports, Atlanta, Dallas, some of the bulk cash transfers that go through Minnesota are astonishing relative to how small that airport is. There's a lot of questions.
You mean in Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis,
Yeah.
yes. The FBI is looking into that, and they should. Why is cash just flowing? With couriers, by the way, Somali couriers.
I'll tell you
through
why.
Minnesota.
Because if you go to that airport, you will see almost everybody who works there is Somalian. I'm sorry, we just have to be honest about it. Go
And you
there.
know what sucks? It's the same thing in healthcare right now too. Not Somalian, but like Indian or some people that don't know how to speak English. There is nothing that would piss me off more. This happened to Asmongold. His dad was in the hospital. Unfortunately, he did pass away. And nobody in that bitch spoke English. Do you know how frustrating that is when you've got a dying loved one and you don't even have the fucking courtesy to have somebody that can speak English? It's a fucking annoying. I don't want to have to worry about the staff being able to speak my fucking language. I should be worried about my family passing. What the fuck is this?
And You've been there.
I already felt bad enough that I'm not from Florida. I'm from Minnesota. I am from the epicenter of all this stuff. So I just feel very exposed right now.
But to be fair about this, it's not just Minnesota. And I thought when we played that soundbite,
It's not just blue states either. I guarantee you there's red states out there that are doing some form of this fraud as well. Do not let these people make you believe that it's just a blue issue. I guarantee you they're rigging the game on both sides. I promise you they are.
He put his finger on a really key point, which is why this is happening, because of the verification, particularly in blue states, Minnesota, in California, here in New York, there's investigations. And even in Virginia, you just had the new governor, Spanberger, saying that she's against verification crackdowns. How significant is just this task force looking into the lack of verifications for the recipients of programs?
That's a key point. And you're right. It's not just Minnesota.
It's not going to matter because states like Minnesota and LA. See, the problem is whenever you've got a bunch of these illegal immigrant truckers that are getting pulled over after they kill people whenever they drive, and come to find out that they're getting these licenses from places like LA and Minnesota, it's because it's their way to make sure if these people, if the Republicans push for an ID form of verification at the voter booth, well, they've already worked around that. They're trying to play 2 moves ahead by giving these people identification cards and sending them on their way to make sure that they can vote, even if. But it all falls apart whenever you start doing mass deportations. See, I guarantee you what they were hoping for is they were hoping that because they're already here, they would immediately be citizenized. That's a huge mistake. Because then they're just going to do it again. Deport these people. Get them out. And if you vote and come to find out that you were just handed a license and they can't validate your actual, they can't validate and make sure that you're not illegally here, they should immediately disregard your vote. They are importing these people to take votes. That's what they're doing. And it sucks because a lot of these immigrants don't know any better. I don't blame them. I blame the systems that have been put in place that have been allowing this. That's who's really at fault with this. Remember, boys, if everything lines up the right way, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
We've looked, it's everywhere. The verification, though, is interesting because Andrew Ferguson said this. Do you realize that in Minnesota, we send a blank check to Minnesota to pay for SNAP benefits? That's food stamps. And Minnesota, we have asked them repeatedly, Stephen Miller said, for the names of who is receiving the SNAP benefits. Minnesota will not turn it over. They have taken Minnesota to court. Why, Governor Walz, will you not just hand over the names of who is receiving the SNAP benefits? The federal government wants accountability.
There shouldn't be no damn court when it comes to this. If a governor or a senator of a state or a mayor of a city doesn't want to turn over information to the federal government, deploy the military. Instantaneous Insurrection Act. You live in this country under federal law. Deal with it. I guarantee you, if you bordered off Minnesota or any country in this country, and you stop supplying them power and you stop giving them federal funding, you'll see how quickly they come back on their knees.
You should, too. It's your taxpayer money.
Yeah. But when they want our money for taxes or when they go after small people for a little bit that they're behind in their taxes, boy, the government gets into action for that.
They
can't. Unbelievable.
Exactly. Like if you're going to go that hard on somebody and audit somebody for their taxes and hit them so hard that you're going to put them in jail. Well, why the hell don't you do that with these? You should be even more aggressive if you've got a corrupt senator or governor or mayor or somebody in a state that thinks that's just their own little island off in the middle of, I don't know, bumfucked Egypt. Hell no, dude. Surround that bitch with military and tell them you're going to do this. There shouldn't be no judge. Shouldn't be none of that. If they send in that state money and they want to know where that money's been going, there shouldn't even be a goddamn question about it. That's our taxpayer money. Hell, leave it to a vote.
So Meta's been feeling the sting of back-to-back court losses in New Mexico and Los Angeles, which might open the door for even more regulation on tech companies. You spoke with Meta's chief legal officer. What did you learn here?
I did, CJ Mahoney. And look, they're staring down about 3,000 other lawsuits. They're going to appeal this one. They're very bullish that they will win on appeal.
Oh, they have the Democrat community right now, other than one person. I don't know his name. He wears the flip-flops and the shorts, and he never really wears a suit. He seems to be the only one with a good head on his shoulders. I'm not going to condemn people if I can point them out. But everyone else, whenever you're sitting there, whenever you've got an immigrant mother that's crying over the loss of her daughter, and you're sitting there to push your own ideology, you have no morals. You have no morals. Your moral is nothing to you. You want to use whatever you can as a stepping stool, even if it causes a hypocrisy. You have no morals.
One of the things, CJ Mahoney and I spoke about, and I think it's important, there's a problem with social media. We see that 64% of Americans say that. I've seen polls where it's higher. There can be legislative action, which we can get to. But when you look at the plaintiff's bar, the plaintiff lawyers who are prosecuting this case, and the Wall Street Journal has honed in on this, it's pretty amazing what they're doing to shake down some of these companies. Mark Lanier, the lawyer, do you want to know what he said after he got this big verdict? He stood out on the steps and said, if they would have given $2 billion, that would have been really nice for my curriculum vitae and nice for my bragging rights and my ego. But really, none of that's what's important here. So is this about the young women? Is it about the plaintiff's lawyers? We should all be focused on our kids. Meta should have precautions in place. And the legislature needs to get on this, too.
So you talked to Meta's chief legal officer.
I don't even want to hear anything about that. My mom had 2 heart attacks and a fucking stroke. She couldn't even walk. And she had to sue the federal government, not the federal government, the state government in Louisiana just to get Social Security. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about their bullshit. Whenever you got a single parent that can't work anymore and they're having to sue somebody, sue a government just to get their benefits, yet it's just handed out to these people that are from a foreign country, fuck you. I don't care, dude. Fuck you. I will be for whoever candidate will systematically dismantle that system. Whatever candidate is going to dismantle that, I'm all for it.
You mentioned they're bullish.
I want them to dismantle it, and I want them to brag and make fun of it. That's what I want them to do.
Here's a little bit of your interview.
We do not believe that our platform is responsible for the teen mental health crisis in this country. We have, on the contrary, we've done a lot.
That's bullshit. If you a veteran, you shouldn't have to fight for a goddamn thing. You served this country. Your time is done. Everything else should be handed to you for the rest of your life. Your children should have the GI Bill by law. Automatically, if you have kids, they should be able to go to college for free and pursue whatever they want. You should be given a fucking house to support a family. You should be given a vehicle with specific insurance with lower rates and premiums. You should be given health care. You did your job for this country, and we got these motherfuckers invading our country, getting handed this shit. That's the problem with this country. I love this country whenever we got people that are for Americans, but we got these people that don't like Americans. When you serve this country as a veteran, you don't even have to go to war. If you put in your time and retire out of the military, you should be obligated to that. Period. You shouldn't have to file for some form of fucking bullshit. What the fuck is that called? Where you have the disability. You should just be given a check every month. It's bullshit. My grandfather would be rolling over in his grave if he knew how this was going. But we just importing a group of fucking people and giving them everything that we've refused to give to our own veterans for years. Fuck that.
Kids ensure that they have a positive experience on the platform, and so we're going to keep fighting these cases. It's not going to be the payday that the plaintiffs' lawyers would like it to be.
So you heard directly, great interview you got. Is it essentially this Section 230 that we've heard so much about is why they feel bullish on their appeal?
I think so. I think that's part of it because, of course, getting...
Oh, hold on. I saw somebody that was being stupid. Where'd he go? Oh, by the way, if y'all new here, feel free to use the @ and then use their username and call out whoever you see. If you have a question for them, ask them the question. Whenever you copy and paste their name, and I strongly recommend that. And that goes for anybody, left, right, don't care. That tells me that you're asking somebody else a question and you're not saying it to me. You could even use my name in there if you want to ask me a question. Sometimes I'll see it, sometimes I won't. Depends on how often I glance at chat. But I absolutely recommend that. It helps me determine who you're talking to, and it helps me, like if you're saying like you're a dumbass, but you have a username, I'm like, okay, well then I'll have to like look and see what the thing is. It's complicated, but just do that. That way I know that you've been here. But I want that because you don't have to worry about being shot like Kirk in these comments. You understand me? This is a safe place as long as you're not being stupid. Read a page of a Harry Potter book on stream. Why would I do that? I don't want to get sued. What, are you trying to get me sued, man? What do you think this is? Well, yeah. Well, think about it. How many places have you been on the internet where you systematically get pushed out by these people? And it's not going to happen on this channel. You will have a voice on this channel. As long as you playing by the rule book that I've set in place, ain't nothing going to happen to you. Even if you oppose with what I'm saying. But follow the goddamn rules.
Getting around Section 230 is a challenge for anyone. One of the things I was interested, though, when I spoke with him, we want an action. We want a change in this country on this. And one thing Meta is on board with.
By the way, stick around. I'm here every single day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 every day. If you miss the stream, don't worry about it. They'll always be up unless they get a community guideline strike. And then on that off chance, I probably won't be streaming that day or probably a few days after that. And that chance, right? But yes, please sub to the channel. Please keep watching. You guys are doing awesome. Y'all guys are completely destroying it. Yo, W viewers, members, if you want to join the membership, feel free to join the membership. We have exclusive emotes that I made myself. It's just me. I have no editor. Everything I do for every one of my, all of these channels and everything is me. As soon as I get off stream, except for today and tomorrow, I pre-plan, I get all the videos, edit them out, I upload shorts to everything, I do it all myself. It's just me. So.
Is legislation to.
Is the doll on your right Kermit the Frog? No! It's the Grinch. I'm a massive fan of the Grinch. I feel like I am the possible embodiment of the Grinch. Genuinely. I love, bro. What? Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I also have this too. I hope that stays.
Require at the application store, parents have to put in their password in order to download this on children's devices. They're in favor. They're saying regulate us on that point. And I think that's fair. If a parent had to, 1, buy a smart device for their child, number 2, verify, yes, you're allowed to have Instagram. That is a kind of a 2-step precaution from keeping our kids off social media.
That's a congressional action then.
Congressional.
Helps, but I had a child who I said, you're not allowed to have a phone. She doesn't have a phone because we don't let them have a phone until they can drive.
Right.
But she still opened herself a little account on her sister's phone, who's older. I mean, the bottom line is, and by the way, I really want these companies to get back to how they engineered this phone and these social media apps for addiction. That's really the heart of it.
Well, you know where it comes from? I'll tell you where it comes from. It's because it's geared for kids. That's why. Why do you think most social media, why do you think most legacy media doesn't curse? Why do you think for the longest time you weren't able to curse on YouTube videos in the first 30 seconds? They're gearing it towards children, that's why. A lot of these big companies are going to be hurting once they implement online ID. They're going to be hurting bad. And it's a good thing. You know why? Kids shouldn't be on the internet. Kids should be having a life away from these people that are trying to lop their penises off. That's why. They need to get away from these pedos. They need to get away from the internet. They don't need to be on the internet. I'm sorry. It's just how it is.
The other part of it are parents.
You implement online ID for everything in America. You will see these companies immediately gear everything for 18 plus. They will disregard any language. They will most, like a lot of these brands that are pushing for these weird fucking social cues to make sure that people don't curse or say things that are negatively affecting the youth. All that shit's gonna go away. It will go away instantaneously. You're gonna be seeing a lot of people cursing.
It is our right to uncover these kinds of things that I'm discussing. One town in Ireland has decided that because it's so hard when you have a kid who says, you say, you can't have a phone, and they go, but Johnny does, and so does. Right. And you try to align yourself with other parents who are sharing the same values as you. It's hard to find as many parents as you need to get your kid to be okay with not having a phone. This town said, let's just make the whole town phone free for kids. Wow. And they thought that would be better. So most, here's a quote.
I think Bondi needs to get the fuck out. That's what I think. She fucked around with these Epstein files for so long now, it's ridiculous. They need to put her ass in jail, and they need to get somebody else in charge. That's what they need to do with her. That embarrassment bullshit that she pulled with those Democrats chewing her ass up and spitting her out alive, that should have been her fucking termination right there. Bondi needs to go.
From this town in Ireland, and he says most 12-year-olds would demand a phone of their own. Not Bodie. This is from the New York Times. He says, quote, I want to live long and stay healthy, he said. Maybe I'll say to my mom, can I don't download this one game? And she'll say, yeah, and I'll get sucked in. And I think I have better things to do. Wow. Yeah. Isn't that really at the heart of it? What they could be doing instead of this?
Yo, W new subscriber. Hell yeah, W new subscriber. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are so right, Rachel. And it's a huge problem. The average school child spends 58 minutes.
Make sure y'all hit like on the stream. It helps out with the views, too. Like I said, I'm here every day. I'm here every day busting my ass and shitting red, white, and blue out of my asshole and out of my mouth, okay? You understand me? Here, this is a safe place for people that believe in patriotism and aren't trying to oppress you every single second of the day. It won't work here. It won't. It won't work here. I'm sorry. I believe that Doritos needs to make... Here's what I think. While the Iran war is going on, I like that our administration is bombing the shit out of them and then making funny meme videos on the internet and demoralizing these fucking sickos. They've done it to their own people for 47 years. Get taken out by the 47th president and made fun of, you fucking bitch. But I think Doritos needs to cash in on this with the B-2 bomber. And you could call it the Black Death or the Big Beautiful Dorito. And it could be black. It's a black Dorito. And on the bag it should say, every $1 spent towards this bag of chips is one missile to bomb a terrorist in Iran. That's what it needs to say. That's what it needs to say. I would do a giveaway on that shit so fast, it would make their fucking head spin.
For children, but I want accountability here. It's a problem for adults.
Me too.
I'm at my dinner table and I put the phone away and you hear the ding, ding, ding. It's a problem for me too. I need a phone-free environment. Maybe we could ban phones here at Fox. Like, it's impractical, but we got to find a way to be better.
So I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News.
I think that everything that Trump has to do to completely annihilate the IRGC and the Supreme Leader, I think that everything, every dime, every gas price that goes up is worth it. As long $5. Yo, W, $5. Hold on, let me pull it up. Nope, hold on. It's coming. Hold on, wait, just wait. It's got to catch. Ah, there it goes. Does your dad ever open your bedroom door and just stare at you? My parent, I don't know where my dad is, and my mom's dead. I don't live with my parents. Does it make you feel good just saying that? If it makes you feel good, then I guess it was worth it, because I got $5 out of it. I mean, I'll take it. I have a better idea. Because I gotta say this at least once. I have a better idea. I'll pull up a retard, tell him that he's retarded, and then I'll permaban him for that exact same reason. How about that? At Gaming Wade, now pull up a Fox News article and read it out loud. At Gaming Wade, maybe read some Fox News articles instead. Tell this man to read a page of a book on stream. Is that what we're doing? While I agree with you 100%, you were just saying not too long ago that you want more funding in the military. How and where will we be able to support the people that need it most? The fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy. There you go. Does that suit you? All right, boys, I'm rolling. And I don't pull up articles because I don't want to get a copy strike. I'm sorry. I don't want to get a cease and desist in the mail like what happened to Moist Critical from pulling up an article that's online. You'll have to forgive me if I don't want to go to court for something like that. Fetterman, base taste, all the way to Twitch. Is that Twitch? That's Twitch. Fetterman is the one Democrat that doesn't have their head up their ass. Thank you. But I am rolling up out of here, boys. I'll be back on tomorrow, bright and early, same time, same place. You know how it is. Every day, we gonna be here taking out terrorists, making fun of them, and making fun of other people that decide to be stupid. Because that's what we do here. Thank you so much for all of y'all that are watching. Oh, wait, let me get the music. I gotta have my music going, man. I can't just not have my music on. What do you think this is? Third world country?
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this.
W viewers, W members. If y'all don't know, we got a members.
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate
Quiet you.
this.
Oh, we have a membership. We have exclusive emotes that I made myself. Feel free to join that. You don't have to. Don't feel pressure to. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being you. Stay safe out there. Stay away from crazy people. Take some of the information that I've given you if you decided that you were going to be dumb and get yourself banned or whatever, or ignored. Maybe go in and look this information up yourself. Who knows? Maybe it'll change your mind. I doubt it, but try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. I know for me, it certainly did a few times. So I absolutely recommend it. Even if you may not like them, putting a smile on their face may open their mind, may give them the ability to open their mind up. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Stay away from crazy people, or we'll be making fun of you on the channel. Thank you, everyone. Peace.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams